So today we're doing the draft only rebuild, in which I can only improve the team through the first year player draft. That means no trades, free agent signings, waiver claims, or Rule 5 pickups. And to make things even more difficult, we're going to be using a full roster of 0 overall players. So to start things off, I've hopped into my first scouting setup. On the first week, we're going to have Discover Prospects, international pitchers. Hopefully we'll discover at least a gem or two. And then, of course, we're going to be rocking with 2 scouts who are really good at pitchers. And we're going to have them scouting the Central and the East regions. So that's going to be my first week setup. So now for the next few weeks, usually I go until about week 6. I'm just going to scout an individual player and leave this East and Central scouts working. So I'm just going to see if we can find a couple nice looking players. And then I'll show you what I do when I start to switch up some different scouts. Today's video is sponsored by PrizePicks, America's #1 sports pick app. When you sign up, use code HMA or use the link in the description down below and get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. The app is really easy to use. It's more or less just picking a couple players' stats and building a lineup around that. Today, I'm liking the following. To start, we're going James Wood with more than half a home run. Next, we're going Aaron Judge, more than half a hit, run, and RBI. And then we're going to finish it off with Kyle Schwarber, also more than half a hit, run, RBI. What's nice is PrizePicks is available in most states, including New York, California, Florida, and Texas. And PrizePicks allows you to follow friends and others to see what their lineups are looking like. You can even follow me at TheAntOrtiz to see what lineups that I have. So again, click the link in the description below and use code HMA and get $50 instantly in lineups when you make your first $5 lineup play. Remember, only play if you have the means to do so and do so responsibly. Thanks again to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's video. Week 6, we're going to change up the scouting a little bit. And this isn't a scouting guide or how to cheese your way to the best possible prospects. There's some really good draft and scouting guides out there on YouTube. You could definitely search it up. But this is just what I do because it's the quickest way for me to get through scouting. And I'm just going to pick pitchers because there's some pretty good pitchers in this draft to boost their interest. So we've scouted the East region. We've scouted the Central region of the pitchers. I've got Melton here, who's really good at pitcher rating and efficiency. So I'm just going to have them scout the international region, and then we'll move them to the West for the last couple weeks. And then from here, I've got 2 scouts that are really good at position players and pretty good at pitchers too. But I noticed that center field actually has 3 center fielders from Illinois and then a couple from the international region. So a couple from the central region too. So I'm actually going to have, let's go with, I'm going to have them go center field central. And this one, I'm just going to do maybe a couple specific players. And let's see if I find one that I'm liking the looks of here. Yeah, let's see what Robert Ishii's got to offer. And we'll keep going like this for the next couple weeks. Maybe switch it up here. We're still completely defeated. Haven't won a game here. But okay, Ishii's still holding his rating pretty highly. I like that. Fritz. Is Fritz good? Do I want to scout Fritz? Sure. I mean, he doesn't really look good like fielding wise, but why not? We've done this. We saw that there were a few international center fielders, so I'll probably set it up like that too. And then let's keep moving through it. And then I'll just kind of keep flipping those 2 scouts here. Just keep trying different regions of position players, different position players specifically. And then this guy will get swapped to the West region or some relievers. Usually the West region doesn't have a lot of starting pitchers. As I say that, Buddy Fitzgerald is the #1 player on the board according to our scouts. But if I don't see another West region pitcher, which I don't think I'm going to, I might just scout Buddy Fitzgerald with one of our scouts and then let this guy start scouting some relief pitchers for like week 11, 12, 13, and 14. So we're going to leave it like this. I'm going to change these 2 up. I'll see you guys in a couple weeks. So we're the day before the draft, and we won a game. The Cardinals gave us a win. They blew it in the 8th. They allowed 3 runs. Sure. I mean, the fact that the Cardinals had 6 hits. I mean, looking at their averages, a lot of them are hitting pretty low, like around the 200 mark, which is not great. Riley O'Brien with the loss there allowed the runs. I mean, look at our averages. Yikes. I haven't been paying attention too much to the scores. I'm assuming we're not scoring a lot of runs. I'm trying to see if there has been like an 100 run game. I haven't noticed one yet. So I think we're safe on that front. I think there's one coming, but we've been pretty bad, pretty bad. But that's yeah, that's leading up to the draft. 1 in 94. There's a couple decent looking players, and with us having the third pick, I'm not too stressed about missing out on a player unless like the number one target of mine ends up going in the first two picks, which would be brutal, and it's a possibility. But I think we'll be okay. All right, so our very first draft of this draft only rebuild. This is setting the foundation. This is getting it ready for the whole shebang, essentially. So we've got two picks before us, and I'm going to be honest, this pitcher class wasn't amazing. So this might be a position player heavy draft. We've got Boyce Ponson. Boyce Ponson's got to be coming out of like Missouri. There's no other place that name's coming from. Patrick Marcus was actually a name I was considering. Switch hitting outfielder, really good hit tool, good speed, good arm strength. Looks like the power and fielding will develop to about league average. It looks really solid. Where's Boyce coming from? New York? Okay. All right. So with the pitchers, there's really only four that I like really like. Ramon Ramirez looks like he's close to MLB ready. I don't know if that potential will live up to that hype, but I definitely think the overall's probably on the higher side. The pitches themselves, their attributes are a little bit low, but the stuff looks really good across the board. Could be a safe option, could be like a high floor, low ceiling type guy, but I definitely think he'd be a good pitcher. Same thing with Varela. The three pitch mix is a little worrying. Same thing with the low control, but overall looks really good stuff wise. Same thing with Tovar. He looks more of like a very safe option. He's probably going to have good potential, probably going to have a good overall right off the rip. This is probably one of those guys along with Ramirez where it's like he's going to be good. You can probably slot him in as a 3 for the whole rebuild and you're set. Next up, we've got Bruce Kingman. Again, the control and the clutch is a little bit low, but everything else looks solid. Those are probably the four pitchers that I like the most. But at the same time, I've got some really good offensive talent here. Vincent Finnegan is kind of the one position player that I really like at second base. Good lefty bat with the contact, the speed, decent arm, good fielding. Looks really solid at second base. And then if I'm looking at first base, we got Robbie Bach, which the contact and the fielding look amazing. It looks like the power should develop to about league average. He looks really solid. Got some other guys for a little bit later in the draft. If I wanted to find some other first round talents that I scouted, there's a shortstop, Ahmad Heinlein. Can play all across the infield. Looks like the hitting's okay. Looks like he's got a decent glove with some decent speed and an okay arm. I don't know. I'm not sold just like the on the second base or the first baseman. And I think that was really about it in terms of first round talents that I really liked that I could find. So I really like this first baseman, but also this second baseman looks really good as well. And I was able to find another first baseman. So do I need two first basemen in the draft? Even though this guy's fielding is pretty atrocious. And I do feel like second basemen are pretty easy to come by, but I guess so are first basemen. Huh. There's also this catcher who does have a good bat, decent fielding, but there's two other catchers behind him that are very similar. So I think I'm gonna pass and see if I can pick them up around 100 for the pick. So I think I'm sold on the guy with the baseball name, Robbie Bach. Let's get him into the team. That is gonna be our first pick at number 3 overall. Robbie Bach in the team. Before our second pick, of course, let me know who you guys would have chosen. Do you think you would have gone with one of those pitchers? Would you have taken the second baseman instead? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video, of course. Thank you for the support over the videos that have been uploaded so far. And of course, hype the video, like the video, drop a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I think here I'm going to go with another first baseman, actually. I think this is where, what's my next pick? 72. Ooh, hold on. There's actually a reliever that I think is going to be really good, and I don't think he's going to make it to our next pick. And it's one of the Navas. Are they from the same place? No, one's from the Dominican, one's from Puerto Rico. And I just want to get one reliever because this is actually a really strong reliever class. And instead of getting a starter, might as well get a really good bullpen arm because they're so overpowered. Let's go Rich Nava, the lefty. Great pitch mix. I mean, the stuff looks super well rounded. We might as well just get one bullpen arm that we can rely on because I feel like this is one of the areas that always backfires on me. I never have like a crazy good closer. Let's go Rich Nava here in the second. And then with our 72nd pick, I think this is where we go with one of our position players that we have left over. And what is it? Him that's in the 80s? Yeah, the first baseman, Trent Campos out of Puerto Rico, the switch hitting first baseman. The glove isn't there. This guy's definitely just here for his bat, probably a DH. Let's take him. And then I want one of these catchers in the next round. And because we have pick 80, I was assuming they would be there. It's just one of those things where I saw them. We might as well get them in. He's got a good arm. He's got okay fielding. If I really want to go fielding first, I'd go Jackie Luke. Yeah, I mean, the arm looks like it's a little weak, but not terrible. It looks like it'll develop. The hitting should get there. Ooh. Now I'm looking at Cortez and I'm like, I just like his bat. I think Jackie Luke might be the better player. It's just the bat worries me. I'm going to go Rene Cortez. Yeah. Well, that may be one to follow. Did I make the right choice here? Now I really don't know who I'm going to go with. I'll throw these guys on my board because I discovered them. I think I could get them at the end of the draft if I really wanted to. Ooh, that clutch is low, though. As a reliever, I don't know if I can rock with that clutch. Baez looks okay. Maybe throw him on for a little bit later. Do I have any more position players that I scouted? Okay. Let's see here. He looks okay. We'll throw him on. He looks really low. Anybody else? He looks okay. Anybody else? Anybody at all that maybe has like an okay bat or anything? No. I really don't know who I'm going to take here. Who did I just I got 15 seconds. 10 seconds now. I think maybe we take a shortstop here. What's the fielding looking like? Not amazing. I'm sold on the stash though. Let's just get a position player in. Eugene Taylor, the shortstop. I honestly, I really didn't like much of what I was looking at there. And so I think I think I'm just kind of guessing here towards the end. Like the glove is there for some guys, but also the hit tool just didn't even look like it was gonna even come close to developing. Like again, like yeah, this guy's fielding's cool and all, but I don't think there's much of a growth. So I think just looking at some of the options available, maybe throw him on. Maybe throw him on if he's there at the end. I think I'm going to take an okay pitcher. I don't think this potential is going to be that high. It might even be somewhere in the high 70s, but at least we'll get some sort of starter in that could even just turn into a reliever if need be. Final pick, it's going to be between Deacon Vera, the reliever, or we're going to take someone with upside in Alec Villasmil. I mean, this guy's such a project, and who knows? This could end up being like a 15-year rebuild where this guy could be helpful. Or we take someone that could potentially help us out. We're probably somewhere in the 70s for potential, somewhere in the high 50s, low 60s for overall for the bullpen. I think we'll take the upside play with the starter. Might as well. We're going to have some long-term projects. Let's start with one here at the starting position. I think that's it. I think that's an okay draft. I feel like we had some good picks, and let's go see what they're looking like. We finally had our first absolute hammering, 95-3 against the Athletics. How did Mr. Kurtz not walk away with an RBI? He had 15 hits and 11 walks, scored 8 times, no RBIs. Jacob Wilson, Brent Rooker had a day. Zach Geloff had a day. So did Max Muncy. I mean, their entire team is almost hitting 300 on the season. It's insane. Holy cow. I mean, yeah. Oh, they let one pitcher go the whole game. There's it says he only allowed 15 earned runs. There's no way. How? That makes no sense. We allowed 130 runs, so there was more than 95. Oh, man, 22 runs in the fourth, 55 in the fifth, 53 in the seventh, 130 in the eighth, and 89 in the ninth. That's more than 95. That makes me think there's more than, let's see here. See, that makes sense. Yeah, we got absolutely shelled. Good Lord. That's pretty bad. All right. Anyways, did I sign all my draft picks? Of course I did. All right, let's go to the next day and let's see Oh, that's a great draft. That's a good draft right there. Two C potential guys, but I'm loving what I'm seeing here. Alec Villasmil, A potential. The hits per nine is low, but a 60 overall pick for the final pick of the draft, or our final pick of the draft, is huge. Yeah, we'll just work on the hits per nine. Every like the hits per nine versus lefty, the home run per nine, the stamina, good pitch attributes right off the rip. Our second pick was or our second to last pick. Brandon Yokoyama, C potential. Hits per nine versus righties is a little bit low. His circle change looks pretty atrocious. I hope it develops over the next couple seasons. But at 66 overall, looks decent. What was his potential? 78. Eugene Taylor, C potential, shortstop, second baseman, or third baseman. Again, a little bit of a project here at 54 overall, but high 70s potential. I think this guy could be an okay guy for us. Good speed, fielding's a little low, contact is a good area to start with. I mean, come on, that's a good later pick. Rene Cortez was the catcher we decided to go with. Can also play first or third. And at 6 foot, yeah, definitely could. Okay behind the plate. It's got a little bit of an arm and some good hitting numbers. Let me go see if I can find those other two catchers that we talked about. So Jackie Luke went to the Cubs. The hitting numbers are slightly worse, but the fielding numbers definitely make up for it. A really good defensive catcher, decent speed, okay arm. I think he's going to be a good catcher. Also, only B potential. I think it's pretty close at 88. So that's one catcher. I honestly think that's not a bad pick either. And then that other catcher went to the Guardians in the first round. Honestly, looks pretty similar to Cortez. Good contact, okay fielding, okay arm. Yeah, I mean, I feel okay going with Cortez here later on in the draft. That's a very similar player to someone that went in the first round. Honestly, the power is a little bit lower than the Guardians pick. The contact's very similar. The fielding's very similar. That the arm is better for ours than the one that went to the Guardians. I think this is a good pick later on in the draft in the third round. Yeah, for sure. Same thing with Campos. Yeah, switch hitting first baseman. Outside of contact, definitely needs some work, but could just be a DH moving forward. I mean, almost everything's in the 60s or higher outside of vision. Contact's almost in the 70s right off the rip. Love that. Nava at 62 overall, the closing pitcher, the lefty looks good. The break is pretty brutal on some of these pitches, so hopefully it improves over the next few seasons. B potential at 83. I don't even know what other closers I would have taken. I don't even remember any of the names. There's probably some crazy good closers. There usually is. If I just flip through this pretty quickly, it's a pretty good looking pitcher with 93 potential there. But there's one, Jimmy Garinger. Looks really, really good. I mean, looks insane with 94 potential. Any others that just kind of stand out that we could have taken? Oh, the other Nava looks pretty good. Yeah, it does look pretty good with 87 potential there. And then, ooh, the second baseman. Did he have an injury? Did I miss that? Ooh, B potential, 80 potential. That seems low compared to what our scouts said. Did I miss the injury designation? But yeah, I'm glad we avoided him. He does look very good, but the ceiling not that high. So there we go. I feel like that's we dodged that one. And look at the first baseman we went with. First base, A potential, 70 overall, okay speed at 50. The fielding is outstanding, and so is the hit tool. A little low on the clutch, so hopefully he can improve there. But for a first year draft, that's huge. Our season's over. We won one game. Expected. I don't even know. I don't even really want to see any of the other brutal beatdowns that we got. I don't think any other crazy outcomes showed up. I mean, could I go through every single game outside of this one and see? Probably. But yeah, I mean, it shows 95 runs, but there was like 200 scored in this game, 300 scored in this game. So there's that. Anyways, I'm not even going to look around the league outside of like the awards. Did we just play the A's every single game of the season? Is that what happened? Because good Lord. The A's probably hit like 20 of these home runs just against us, like every time they played. Goodness. Anyways, yeah, I mean, 442. Come on. I mean, that's insane. I think we just played the A's every week. That's basically what happened. Only two relievers of the year in the American League. I guess that's a thing. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know what to say about that. We're gonna move on. Did I really just lose like my entire team? That's not good. Alrighty, so all those players retired. We're gonna need to add some guys to the organization. What I normally do is I just go to free agency and I sign the lowest possible player. They're usually D potential or F potential guys, so it separates from the players that we draft. So I kind of can tell who's part of my drafted squad and who's just guys to fill out the organization. I'm not trying to sneak anybody on the team. I'm really just filling out the organization because I'm losing all these 0 overall guys to retirement. I'm not going to throw my prospects that I just drafted on the MLB squad either because I want them to develop in the minor leagues. Usually by season 4, we have a full minor or a full major league roster. 6 pick a season for 4 seasons, 24 players. We'll have close to a 26-man roster. So by season 5 really is when we really start the rebuild and we see how good we can be. So we've got a couple years to draft this squad and get it ready. So yeah, let's get some staff. I'm not going to show you any offseason. It's not important. It's the draft-only rebuild. Already scouting. I've discovered international pitchers for the first week. I will show you really quickly. Where is he? Like Johnny Rivas was someone I discovered. Discovered international pitchers. That was my first assignment. Now I'm just going to start going through position players. I've looked briefly just to kind of get an idea of where some of the class is strong and weak. There's some really good second basemen, it looks like. I think a majority of these guys are going to be pretty good. I think there's a couple first basemen that look good. I think there's catcher looked a little weak, but yeah, I mean, this class actually looks pretty good position player wise. Again, even some starting pitchers look decent so far from the 1 week of scouting that I've done. So there's that. So I think we just go with one of the stronger positions in the class, which I'm glad I didn't take that second baseman now because there looks like there's going to be a few second basemen that are pretty juiced. So we'll just start with the best one available in Chris Cedeno and just go from there. With the week over, I mean, already he looks really good. Yeah, I mean, we have him at number 3 on the board. I'd like to see who number 2 and number 1 is going to be. So we're in week 12, and this second base class looks absolutely juiced. Like, there's 1, 2, 3 decent picks right off the rip. I don't know about Evan Reese just yet. I'm still kind of like, I might avoid him. And then there's this Julian Russell guy that also looks like he could be good. So this just seems like a class where I definitely need to take a second baseman right off the rip. There's also a couple other pitchers and stuff that I'm scouting. But I'm trying to see if there's any other players that really stand out. This Cepeda guy looks pretty good as a switch hitter. I just don't know with the influx of first baseman last year if it's really worth taking another first baseman. Jimmy Lloyd looks good, but the injury designation's a little weird. And I've tried to see if there's some other sneaky picks later on in the draft that I'm still looking for a couple. Outfield's been kind of hit or miss for me. There's a couple guys that I have my eye on that I've seen for maybe later in the draft. This guy potentially at the beginning of the draft, but I think it's just that first pick's got to be a second baseman. I think it's just too stacked to pass on. Second draft, I think it's got to be the second baseman as long as he falls to us. If he doesn't, I think I go pitcher. I'm going to be honest. I think it's this guy. This guy looks so good. And he's like one of the only position players inside the top 10. The rest are pitchers, according to our scouts. It's literally just like pitcher after pitcher after pitcher after pitcher after pitcher. Like it's just, this is a really strong pitcher class, which probably means I should get a pitcher. You know, just kind of looking at it. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What was that? Every number besides what, 3, right? Every number besides 3 in the top 10. That's crazy. And then we did get Crosby here. We get Cepeda. There's also Castro at 25. Like it starts to fall off a little bit for position players. So it might just be smart to get that second baseman in Cedeno, who looks unbelievable. He looks so good. Just really well-rounded. He's a little bit older at 20. But I think he's the right move, and then we can take a couple position players, unless the Pirates take, or what I'm going to say is take the position player and then take the pitchers later on. They go with Evan Ramirez, who I didn't even scout. But I think this guy it looks way too good. Plus the vision and the clutch are pretty high. Like that's going to be huge. Good speed, good arm, good power, good fielding. Like we got to get that offense going. And I feel like with the pitching, there's plenty of pitching talent later in this draft. Let's go with that second baseman who just looks way too good to pass up. I think this is a huge bat. We passed on a second baseman last year. Let's really start to build this lineup. Oh, there's another second baseman. So maybe the Rockies would have taken Cedeno with that pick anyway. So maybe he is one of the better talents in the draft. I mean, I can't lie. The pitching does look insane this draft. Like, it's a really good pitcher draft, especially at the top, like 10. There was 8 of the top 10 players were pitchers, or 9 of the top 10 players were pitchers. So yeah, there's a lot of talent to keep our eye on. So yeah, as you can see, the pitchers are starting to go now. So I don't think I could have gone wrong with either pick. So I think now here, wow, Zeke Washington went that late. Interesting. Okay. I wanted this closer. This closer looks unbelievable. I've been sitting looking at these picks for quite some time, and I'm going to be honest, I really don't know who to choose. Like, Womack looks really good. I just don't know if I trust it. This guy's injured, so it worries me a little bit. I don't trust this Durham scouting, or this maybe Rivas is an option too. Sims looks okay. Rivas looks okay. Rivas might be a little bit of a lower potential player. Like, Salinas looks okay. He just looks like he's not going to strike out anybody. And then there's a couple other guys that have lower potential that we could turn to. I think I'm going to try a gamble here with Womack and see if we get a little bit lucky here. I'm going to go Jason Womack and see if we get a really good pitcher. If we miss out, then yeah, we have back-to-back picks here. So I might go with what's my next pick? 76. Okay, I think I actually lose a couple position players. So I could take one of these shortstops here. Armstrong with less potential, but probably higher overall. Sykes probably has the higher potential, lower overall. I could also take Jimmy Lloyd, who's injured, so it would be a little bit of a gamble, but the speed looks decent now. The arm looks decent now. Fielding looks okay. The hitting would need to develop over the next couple seasons. At 21, he's a little bit older. What about this Jacob Jones guy? 100? We might be able to sneak him later on in the drafts. First base, I'm not really looking for. I guess I could go for another reliever. Is there anybody that looks like he's a bona fide star as a closer? I didn't scout any closers. That could be an issue. Ah, man, this is a tough draft. Is this the draft that I start picking up some pitchers? Like, this Rivas guy looks pretty good. But also, we do need that offensive talent. So I think, what's Miller looking like compared to Lloyd? Not too much different. I definitely think Lloyd will be a little bit better if he wasn't injured. So that does worry me. I think I'm going to take one of the shortstops. I think I think one of the shortstops is my decision here. So are we going to take Sykes or Armstrong? Armstrong's definitely lower potential. They don't look like they're going to be that much different. It just looks like Armstrong's going to be the better hitter, which could be the thing that we need. But do I want the project with Sykes? I'll take Armstrong just to get the higher overall player. Sykes is probably better long term, but we'll be fine. Let's see here. Rivas is available here in the 3rd round. I might end up taking him, or Durham, or somebody else. I think we definitely need another pitcher though. So let's see here. I really don't trust Durham's ratings. I'm going to go Rivas here and just get another pitcher. I mean, Durham might be like the pick of the draft, and I just missed out on him, but I just feel like it's not worth the gamble. And let's see. From the picks that I have left, what pick is this? 106. Valenzuela looks so low rated, but maybe the bat's good. Oh, what's our pick after 106? 136. He might be gone. I mean, Dominic Smith's bat looks pretty good too for a third baseman. Jacob Jones, low potential, but probably a high overall, somewhere in the high 50s, just because of what? He looks good too. I mean, all these guys looks like they'd be pretty good gambles here. Who's got the... I think I'm going to go with Valenzuela, though. That potential looks good. He just looks low overall because everything else is so low, the power, the fielding. But that bat looks so good. Yeah. I'm going to take this upside guy right one more time at 130. Oh, actually, no. I'm going to take 2 pitchers. We've got 3 that I kind of like on the board still. So I'm going to take... I'm going to take Einfield first. The lower potential, yeah, whatever, is probably somewhere in the 70s. But I just think, ooh, those hits per 9 looks pretty bad. Marquez is going to be so low. He's such a project. I'm gonna take Charlie Einfield, and then if Durham is there at the final pick, I'll take him. I think Marquez is definitely the long-term play. It's just I think he's so low rated. The hits per nine looks bad. The Ks per nine looks low rated. I know we only have him 65% scouted, but his pitches look great. His control, his clutch, his stamina look solid. But is Durham this good? He can't be. This has to be a trap. It's got to be a trap. If it's a trap, if it's not a trap, then I missed out on one of the best picks possible in this draft. But I just and did that just say one of my guys was injured? Was it Einfield? I could have had Durham instead. So that closer I wanted in the second round ended up having 90 potential and 68 overall. He looks disgusting for the Athletics. And I was looking around. There's actually some really good pitchers that I could have chosen. Like this guy looks really good. This was a second baseman that I scouted, but I think he was like the 25th best player in the class. He looks good. Good contact, good speed, decent fielding. This class was actually not too bad when I was looking through it. Durham didn't get chosen. I didn't see his name chosen by a single team. So maybe he'll show up next year, or maybe he's in free agency now. But yeah, some really good pitching. Another one, Cristobal Rosado. Great name, by the way, Cristobal Rosado. But yeah, Jimmy Lloyd was a guy that we looked at, and I didn't draft him because of the injury designation. But look at the contact at 50, decent fielding, good speed, good arm. I mean, this is a good pick. 61 overall, so we missed out on him. Anybody else that we kind of covered that, I mean, another really good pitcher in Corey Ramirez. Only 3 pitches, but second base was stacked in this class. Good. Holy. I'm trying to see any other. Gingrich, I think, was a first round talent that from the West, right? Yeah. Ooh, he looks good. Almost a 70 overall right off the rip with 87 potential. Ooh, that could have potentially been someone we could have gotten in the second round. That's a bummer. This was the first overall pick in Evan Ramirez. He does look really good. 71 overall, 85 potential. Looks really good. Caruth was another pitcher from the first round. Murillo, 56 overall first baseman. Another second baseman, Peter Crosby. He was the number 3 pick. So yeah, I mean, just looking at this kind of slowly right now, but so far, a lot of good talent in this class. Easton Sykes, the shortstop we looked at. Okay, the contact wasn't as good as I was hoping. So I guess an okay pick that we avoided there. But yeah, I mean, some really good pitchers. Maybe we should have went pitching this class in our first pick. But let's talk about our class now. There are a couple C potential guys, Charlie being one of them that got hit by the injury and only 71 potential. But I think if we turn him into a reliever, I think he'll be pretty solid. Yeah, the stamina is pretty high, but I like the pitches and everything, so he should be fine. Our last pick has 94 potential, definitely a project at 57 overall, but his pitches look really good right off the rip. That's promising for sure. Valenzuela, 97 potential. Look at the bat. Look at the speed, 56 overall. The power's lacking, the arm's a little low, the fielding's a little low, but overall, really solid for an outfielder or a DH. We'll see. Rivas, only 78 potential. Only 78 potential, but 62 overall. He looks okay. The break is pretty bad on those pitches. So we'll see how that plays. Armstrong, a shortstop that we took, C potential once again, but okay hitting stats, okay speed, okay arm, could potentially play second, maybe third if we really needed him to. And Womack, B potential starting pitcher. I like what I see. The control's a little bit low, but his pitches look really solid. Got him in the second round with 83 potential. And then we're going to start it off with Chris Cedeno, who just unbelievable talent. 73 overall, second base or third base. At 5'9", probably second base, but he's got the arm. He's got good power, good fielding, good speed, really good contact, or at least really good clutch. So looking good. Yeah, a couple 70s, but hey, they can't all be hits. We're in this for the long haul, but I'm liking the team so far. The season's over. Didn't win a single game. Leagues, we had a league leader in innings pitched. I mean, that guy definitely just got absolutely hosed every single week. Awards, I guess we could take a look. We'll kind of give you an idea of what we're working with here. Some interesting names like Nathaniel Lowe winning a batting title is interesting. But outside of that, Sebastian Walcott with a 206 average, winning Rookie of the Year along with Cole Carey. Okay. we'll take a look at our top prospects really quickly. We do have the number one prospect in all of baseball. But one thing that I did this season was I left them all in single A. Single A is a little bit of a glitch where it just develops the players really quick, like really well. I think it's just because they have no chance of like bad performance in double A or triple A, or like they do in double A or triple A, just because in single A they just develop. Like they won't hit 200 or anything because there's no games. So as you can see, Campos went from a 57 to a 61. That's a huge jump. If I would have put him in triple A and he would have struggled, he probably would have only been like a 58 overall. VS Meal up 5 overall. Robbie Bach up 5 overall. I mean, look at the growth just because I kept them in single A the entire season. Like insane from all of our top prospects. Even our C potential guy went up 2 ratings. Like that's insane. 3 for Nunez. Oh wait, no, Nunez and Down are guys that I signed to fill out the roster, right? That should be the case. Yes, because I had 7 picks in the first round of last year. So from Taylor up, I mean, what was the average? Like 3 overall points this season for every single prospect. Crazy growth, crazy growth. So I'm liking what I'm seeing so far, and heading into the next year. Yeah, we've got some interesting players. The Cubs win the World Series. So we're technically in season 3 now, and as you can see, I've signed some deep potential pitchers to fill out my roster since basically all the 0 overall guys have left us, and we have won 2 games somehow. The Phillies and the Angels. Well, I guess the Angels shouldn't be embarrassed. That's kind of what their level is. But the Phillies, come on, man. How are you letting us win a game? We shouldn't be winning games. We are a like 12 overall team. There's just no way we should be winning games. Besides the point, scouting. Boom, the usual Central East to start it off. I've discovered some relievers from the international region. I was looking to see if Durham was also back in the pool, and I think I saw his name. Let's see if I can find him. There he is, Chris Durham. He's back. So maybe he was actually really good, and now we'll potentially miss out on him. So there's that. There's the miss on my end. We do have the 3rd pick, 2 second-round picks, a 3rd-round pick, and a 4th-round pick, 5th-round pick, 6th-round pick, But there's some really good players, it looks like. I don't know about this guy. He might be good. I'm not 100% sure on McDowell, though. But there looks like there's going to be a couple players that we could choose from for sure. I'm excited to see what this turns out to be. I'm also trying to see if there were other names that I noticed that maybe I passed on earlier in earlier drafts. So we'll see. I don't really need a catcher, but I'll scout him first week. Let's see what he looks like. Let's see what's going on. Another win with the Phillies? What is going on? The Phillies, please. Stop. I don't want to win games. Okay. Later round pick. Got it. All right, let me see what kind of talent we can discover and or not discover, scout. And I'll show you a couple picks that I'm liking. So we're about to start week 11 of scouting, and there's some pretty good talents. I mean, Irving Sato looks unbelievable. The hits versus righties looks a little sus, but outside of that, I mean, he looks good. A little low on control as well. The next pick is Foster Taylor. Looks really good for a right fielder. Lacks a little bit of power in fielding, but looks pretty decent. I'm not going to lie. Same thing with William McDowell. Looks really similar, maybe slightly better power, lower fielding, lower arm strength. But again, both right fielders look like they could easily be top 3 picks. And then there's some more pitchers. Charlie George looks really good. I think this might be a draft where I take a pitcher. I think it just makes sense. Like even Aubrey Rivas looks good. I think I scouted Durham, which he's right here. Yeah, he looks good. I think the potential is probably somewhere in the low 80s, but he's probably pretty high rated. He's probably somewhere in the mid 70s, low 70s. I don't know if it's worth our 3rd pick, but you kind of get what I'm saying here. There's a really good, I mean, really? This guy looks insane. He looks so good. I'm not going to get him at 40, but he looks really good. There's a couple other relievers that I'm scouting just because I feel like it's time to really start to build this bullpen with how well we've built up the offense. We've got a couple good players. From the players that I've scouted here, this guy looked okay hitting-wise for a late-round pick. That's why I kind of looked at him. For second base, I haven't really looked deep into it. I found this guy just because of his potential as a late round pick. Essentially, what I'm looking for on these late round picks is high potential. If I see one here that I can show you who I would scout, let me see. Let's like get to third base potentially. So something like this, where I would be like, yeah, let's take a shot, maybe in the 50s or maybe like later here in the 90s with Fletcher or Nellas. This is probably be a guy that I look to scout just because the future projections don't look too bad. And we definitely need those long-term projects along with players that can immediately impact the team. Even someone like Tommy Hedger here looks good. Maybe even someone like Dave McGrath. I would look to scout just because, I mean, look at those hitting numbers already. Hold on. Yeah, I'm definitely going to scout that guy. Hold on. Let me, boom. What was his name? Dave McGrath. Was that the guy? Yeah, we'll definitely scout him. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for in the late rounds. Shortstop, I got somebody here in the 70s who looked like he got pretty decent hitting attributes. Might not have much else, but he can hit. That's kind of what I'm looking for right now. I haven't even touched left field yet. Oh no. Center field, we'll scout Lorenz. I like those hitting numbers off the rip. That was a guy that I took note of. I don't know about him. Maybe Lugo. We'll have to wait and see. But I haven't really gotten to much outside these two guys for outfield. So I've only got a couple weeks left. I definitely need to start scouting some more outfielders. Heading into our third draft, starting pitching's been a little tough. We definitely need to up our starting pitching, and I think this should, I guess, we'll see, because this guy right here, I'm tempted. I don't know why, but like I've looked at our team. We've got some pitchers, like we could get close to filling out a rotation and a bullpen. We're lacking a little bit of outfield. We've got some infielders. We've got some infielders for later on in the draft as well, along with some relievers and some more starters that I like towards the end of the draft. My thing is we don't really have like a dominant number one in the rotation, which I feel like could definitely be this draft. There's two really good options in George and Sato. There's two really good outfield options here as well. Something about this guy's bat. It looks so good. It almost is like too good to be true. But is this the year that we take a little bit of a gamble? I've got some safe bets later on in the draft. There goes one of the outfielders in Forrest Taylor. The second one is going to be Charlie George, which is a pitcher. I mean, this guy does look really, really good. He looks really good. He's going to be somewhere in the 80s for potential. The hits per nine's a little low. The control's a little low as well. But man, does he look good. And I mean, McDowell looks really good too. I mean, he's going to have somewhere in the high 80s for potential. He's got speed. He's got contact. He's got power. He's got fielding. But also, is our team like that close to being ready? You know what I mean? Like, we've still got this year and next year's draft to really build up the team. I'm going to do it. Will McGrath, the third baseman, welcome to the team. Will it backfire? Okay, now I need to look and see, because there were a couple players. I can't take any more injury risks. I'm just going to avoid them. And let's take a look here at 40. This guy looks pretty good. The slider looks pretty bad, but everything else looks decent. So Hernandez, I might even make a note of that. Let's see any other names, maybe just that I scouted. I know I didn't scout a lot of outfielders. Bridges looks okay, lacks a little bit of pop. These are hundreds. Montano looks like some power. Okay, Ornelas is like someone I could potentially get in the 70s. So my second or third round pick, my late second or third round pick, that's another late round pick, another late round pick, another late round pick. So I did try to get a closer last draft, and I got him snagged right before me. And I actually had one more. Where is he? This guy. I had this guy on my radar as well. He looks unbelievable. He looks so good. So I think, was this the guy that was in the draft 2 years ago in season 1? Was this the same guy? Either way, that's besides the point. I think this guy has to be a pick. I think he does. I know I've been saying I need some starters, I need some position players, but let's add him. Cedric Mooney, the money man. We'll call him the money man. We'll see how he does. But next up, I think this is where, let's take a peek and see what we have here. No, he can be a little bit later because we have 70 and 78. So we have a couple picks in a row here. And after that, we go to 100. So these next two picks could be guys that are sitting around the 100 mark anyways, just because they may not be there for those picks. So I'm just trying to see. This might be a little range where I take one position player, one starter. So which is the position player that looks the best? I like those numbers for her Hubert Davis. Okay, so I'm going to take one position player and one pitcher. I just need to double check on my next pick is 10. It's at 78 and then 108. So I'm just kind of seeing if I could potentially get one of these guys at that pick, which I don't think I'm going to get the position player. I might be able to get a majority of these pitchers actually. They're all not ranked. So I think I'm going to take the position player first, and it's between Davis and Bridges. And because I have Davis scouted more, I'm going to take Davis. That's really what it comes down to. I don't necessarily, oh, he's a thick boy. Get in the team. Get in the team. Next pick here. And I think this is where we take a couple different pitchers. I do have some decent potential prospects, like the high potentials for these guys here. But I think this is now where we take a little bit of a run on pitching, just because there were a couple that I really like this guy right here. He's probably going to be somewhere in the 50s. His stuff doesn't look amazing, the control and the clutch, but he's an option. This guy looks pretty good too. Huerta looks okay. I actually lost a pitcher. No. Hernandez got taken. Dang. He was my top option. I was looking, I was realizing that one of the guys that I wanted wasn't there. So that's a bummer. But I'm going to pivot and I'm going to take Pip, a closer. Just because the other guys are not ranked. I think, yeah, look at, we've got 3 of them still. I'm going to go probably Huerta here, right? I think I'm going to go Huerta here. Yep. I'm going to take Ronald. The potential doesn't look that great, but there's at least some growth. And then we have one more pick, and Cortez is here. Doesn't look like he's really going to strike out anybody. His home runs look like he's going to give up so many home runs. I might take somebody else instead. Hold on. Okay, there's not many there. Is there a reliever? Maybe someone like Hayden Lindsay? We'll take a shot. Oh, that control was atrocious. What was that? I don't think there's really anybody else that I've got that I like the looks of here. Okay, just because of the guy's potential. The control looks absolutely terrible along with the clutch, but sure, we'll take the potential play here. I don't know. I kind of didn't like the way that draft ended. All right, let's take a look at our picks. Let's see how we did. Oh no, the first pick. I mean, he doesn't look bad, but only 79 potential. The gamble did not pay off. What was the other McGrath? Did I get my McGraths mixed up? Oh no, he looks so good. Did I get my both third base, both McGrath? Is that what happened? I mean, this guy was the higher ranked one according to our scouts. But I scouted both of them. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Well, we did get an 88 potential closer with Mooney. He looks really good. I mean, there's another really good bullpen arm for us. Davis has 99 potential. So at least we've got thick boy Davis here at second base with some really good hitting numbers and decent speed. Switch hitting. I mean, I guess we've got that going for us. Another closer with 88 potential, solid in Ira Pip. And then 90 potential for Huerta. A little bit of a project, but at least another good starter. 76 potential for Ronald here. And then Lindsay, another relief pitcher with no control, no clutch, and 54 overall. Okay, B potential and 50 or 63 stamina. Okay, maybe a long reliever for there. But I think we've really solidified some bullpen options here. McGrath. Oh, that guy looks so good too. All right, let's see who else we missed. Lorenz was an option. Missed on him. This one might come down to the big failure on my part. Man, McDowell looks good. McDowell looks pretty good. Sato looks pretty good. Yeah. That's a big whiff on my part. Man, the double third base McGraths is a brutal situation. This 99 potential. I mean, he's 62 overall, but still, oh man. I to be fair, 79 potential. There's still a chance he gets to B, and he doesn't look bad. He's got good fielding. He's got okay speed and okay arm, okay hitting. But to miss out on the pitching, and I knew one of the McGraths was good. Another season over, 6 wins this time. We'll take a quick peek at awards just to kind of give you an idea of what the league's looking like. Are we just facing the Athletics like a crazy amount? Because they're getting some serious boosts. I mean, like a lot of MVPs, batting titles, 50 home run seasons. Good Lord. Nelson Rada is your rookie of the year, along with Ryan Waldschmidt. Okay. Called up a few seasons later than real life, but okay. Alrighty, so we're 1 day out from season 4's draft, and this one's really important because season 5 starts the first year where the full draft squad hits MLB. So this is our last chance to kind of patch up those holes that we have in the organization. Outfield is probably our number one offensive need just because we only have one left fielder. We do have Robbie Bach who could play left field if we really needed him to, but Henry Valenzuela, he's got the hit tool, he's got the speed. It's just the fielding and the arm aren't amazing. So we really need some outfield help. At shortstop, this is probably our second biggest need. Offensively, 2 guys with mid to low 70s potential, and currently their attributes are really lacking. So I'm not saying we need a shortstop immediately, but it's definitely in the picture long term. Third base, we've got Will McGrath, who easily our biggest miss of the draft. Third baseman, he doesn't look bad at 70 overall. It's just we know that his ceiling is pretty limited. And to rub salt in the wound, the McGrath that we should have drafted was Dave McGrath here, who can also play left field. He's got the arm, he's got okay speed, his contact looks amazing. He's also got 99 potential. So what a miss. Our second best player in the whole team is Chris Cedeno, the second baseman. His lowest attribute is his contact at 61. 21 years old. I was going to say 22. 21 years old. He looks amazing for the future. And his backup is Hubert Davis, who hits righties really well. He's got okay speed, switch hitter. I think he'll be a pretty good backup. At first, we have our best player in Robbie Bach, who we could move to left field. He does have that secondary, elite contact, elite fielding. Maybe he has a Tyler Soderstrom arc of his career moving from first to left field. It's just he doesn't really have the arm of Tyler Soderstrom, so that could be an issue. His backup is Trent Campos, the switch hitting first baseman. Good contact. Everything else is just slightly below average, but I still like him. And then we're not necessarily in the market for a catcher, but we do need a backup. But Rene Cortez is that starter. The 25-year-old can play the corner infield as well. I definitely think he could do a job at third base with that fielding. Good arm, decent contact, good option. We will also need 12 to 13 pitchers for an MLB staff. We currently have 12. Yokoyama's our highest one at 73. And then we have 4 relievers, 1 being Hayden Lindsay, and the 3 closers of Mooney, Nava, and Pip. Definitely need some starting pitching. It's my fault. I keep saying I'm going to draft pitching, and then I put it off for this offensive talent. So yeah, it's coming back to hurt me. So with our 7 picks this draft, we're going to need 2 to 3 pitchers, a backup catcher, potentially a shortstop, 2 outfielders, and maybe like a flex pick with 1 pick. So it doesn't really leave us with a lot of wiggle room. We kind of really need to be smart with our picks here. And we have the 3rd pick. The Cubs jumped up 9 spots to take number 2. And then the Angels got the number 1 pick in the lottery. So let's see what happens here. I definitely will get a player that I want. Eric Walton was on my short list as a shortstop. And the Cubs go with Paul Odom. Okay, the outfielder that I scouted a little bit, but not to like that high. So Eric Walton looks good. Power's lacking a little bit. Looks okay as a really good shortstop long term. But with that being said, we've got Aaron Dark here, who's probably the number 1 player in the whole class. He's going to be high overall, around 80. Potential's probably around 90 as well. This would be our ace. This would be our ace. I know. Looks amazing. Robbie is the next best pitcher, I would say. We have him at number 2 in the class. He looks like he would kind of fit our trajectory a little bit better. Low 70s, high 60 overall to start, and would kind of grow with the rest of the team. So there's that. 2 really good pitchers. I like them. And then we also have Eric Dorta, who's my favorite position player, can play second, third, and every outfield spot. The arm's a little weak, but the speed, contact, and fielding look really good. The switch hitter out of the Dominican is 18 years old. I think he's going to be a really good player. Next up is Estevan Bruno, the switch hitting first baseman. Good contact, good power. Fielding looks like it's okay. Lacking arm and speed. So even though he does have those secondaries for the corners, I don't really think he's a corner outfield guy. I think he's more of a first baseman. But with Robbie Balk, we don't really need another first baseman. We also have Campos behind him. But that does open up the possibility of Balk going to left field. And then the final position player, who is a catcher. I think he's generational. I'm working on another video alongside this and hit the scouting report for that catcher that I drafted in the other video is very similar to this one. And in that video, the catcher that I drafted was generational. And I'm looking at this going, this is a generational talent. So there's that. But with all that being said, I put a Twitter poll out there, and the poll voted for Bruno. So I'm going to be a man of my word. Bruno is our pick at number 3. I already know you guys are screaming at me like, how could I not take the pitcher? I know. But this was my next option. He's the 6th ranked player according to our scouts, or the 6th best prospect in the draft. Edgar Escalona, the right-hander out of Cuba, 18 years old, looks to be really solid. The hits per 9 versus lefties and Ks per 9 versus righties looks a little low, but I think we'll be okay. So he's going to be our pick here at 39. We have pick 40 as well. These are some pitchers I'm looking at for a little bit later on in the draft. I think our next pick, let me double check with the prospects. We've got some pitchers here for sure. This shortstop's here, but his arm's weak. And that's not really a shortstop arm, which is a little worrying. He's got the glove, he's got the speed, the hitting looks like it could get there, but lacking the arm, it kind of ruins it for me, right? So with that in mind, I think we're going to pass on that guy. And there's some good options here. But the one that I was really looking at that I liked before I started the draft was David Miranda. The ceiling may not be the highest, but the contact, the speed, the arm, and the fielding is all there. We need outfield help so much. This guy makes too much sense. So we're going to take him at number 40. Our next pick is somewhere 70s or the 80s, right? 78. So again, we've got those pitchers that we probably could take. Let me see what our next pick is. 108. Okay, 108. He might be there. The relievers should be there. They're late round picks. We need a shortstop. I know he's a second baseman, but he looks like he has an okay arm, some decent speed, and a pretty good glove. The hitting may not be good enough, but I'm okay with one of our 9 hitters not being able to hit as long as he's got a glove. And Saucedo's got that. So I think I'm going to take him. It is a little bit of a reach. He's ranked 114 according to our scouts. But of the position players that I did scout and I did like, Saucedo makes the most sense. This third baseman has no fielding ability. He just has a bat. So Saucedo is going to be that pick for us. There's that. Definitely need a pitcher out of these next few picks here. Definitely need a pitcher. So let's take a little peek here. Like these guys that are low rated with high potential, I can get those every draft. I really can. So I've kind of put myself in a corner here. So again, no starters. I know you guys are going to scream at me. Hear me out. This is 108. I don't think this outfielder is going to be there. It's the last guy I have scouted. Ceiling's not going to be high, but it's at least another outfielder for us. I'm going to draft Roger Lerma, and then we're going to finish out with a reliever, hopefully, and a backup catcher. Those are our last 2 picks. So in round 5, I think we go with one of these pitchers that we have here in Jorge Gonzalez, which is the long-term plan. We've got Johannes van Valkenburg, who I only scouted because of the name. The name is too elite to pass up on. Followed up by Sean Wallace, which is like whatever, I just scouted relievers. But Cosmo. What a name. The worry with Cosmo is the clutch is a little bit low. So there's that. Johannes Van Valkenburg, the beard with the name combo. I have to pick it. I have to pick him. It's gonna be Johannes. That's my pick. And then the last pick is just gonna be a catcher that I didn't scout. So we're just gonna fly through this here. No. 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 Maybe. 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 Wait. What was this? What was this? Christopher Cullen. Probably not. I mean, it's our backup catcher. Does it really matter if he sucks, right? So, is it worth the gamble with Christopher Cullen? This guy was drafted last year and wasn't signed. Interesting. So that means he was worthy of getting drafted by a team. If he's worthy of getting drafted by a team and wasn't signed, sure. I'll take the risk on him. Why not? Let's see. Did that other catcher get drafted? Yes, he went to the Athletics. I'm gonna take a look at that. Alrighty, it's time to see the picks. Did we get it right? Did Twitter let me down? 79 overall, 99 potential. Bruno, 19 years old, so he's not an 18-year-old generational talent, but still a generational talent. Twitter didn't let me down. Bruno was third on my list of the options. I honestly would have gone Dorta. I got to see what Dorta is. So let's just kind of see if there's any other names. Eric Walton had 97 potential at 68 overall. Okay, I almost said at 98 overall, which that wouldn't have made any sense. There's the pitcher. Oh, man. 80 overall with 90 potential. I honestly didn't think he was going to have the 90 potential. I thought it was going to be a bait potential range where it was going to be like 85 overall. All right. That's fine. Oh, there's Dorta. The power is low. The arm is okay. But, I mean, that contact speed and fielding look amazing. Definitely could be a good player. But, I mean, we got a generational first baseman. So there's that. Kenny Powers. Oh, okay. Playing for the Mets. What else? The second overall pick has 79 potential. Brutal. I mean, you can see this class. This class is crazy high potentials all over the place. Another first baseman with great potential. Another first baseman with great potential. And yep. There's the catcher. Mackenzie Flaherty is a generational talent. He looks really good. Really good. Some good pitchers there as well. There's Robbie. He's a 67 overall with 91 potential. Clutch is a little low, but overall doesn't look too bad either. And I think we'll just get back to our picks. I mean, yeah, this class looks insane. Another catcher, 70 overall with 93 potential. Holy cow, this class is gross. But anyways, Edgar Escalones, 73 overall with 90 potential. That's a good second pick right there for the starting pitching. That's huge for us. Next up, we've got Miranda, who's got B potential. Look at the contact. 94 speed. The arm is at 69 arm strength. Nice. Good fielding at 72. Definitely an outfielder for us. The potential's at 83, so not a lot of room to grow, but pretty good. Salcedo's 58 overall with, 91 potential. Good speed, good enough arm, good fielding. The bat is definitely lacking, but I definitely think it'll develop. I think this guy's our shortstop long term. And then a couple 70 potential guys. Lerma's 57 overall. The arm, at least the arm strength's 56. The fielding is a little bit worse than I thought it was going to be for sure. But good speed, good contact. At least we got some sort of outfielder to work with. We've got Van Valkenburg. Looks decent. 65 overall with C potential. Can't ask for much more. And then our last pick, Lloyd Pyle, the catcher who can also play first base. It's a backup catcher with 73 potential. Sure. I forget about that catcher that we passed on. Cullen, 78 overall with 79 potential. I mean, okay. I mean, he's going to give you 1 or 2 seasons, but sure. I'm happy with the draft. Twitter didn't let me down. Another season where we didn't win a game. I'll just take a quick peek at the awards to get an idea of what everything's looking like. Brandon Lau, okay, with the Cardinals now winning an MVP. Skeens and Skubal are your Cy Young winners. And if we take a look at some of the other options, I mean, yeah, some pretty insane stuff. I've also seen trades flying like crazy. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, this franchise world is going a little insane for sure. So let's see who wins the World Series. The Athletics defeat the Cubs. So it's officially opening day on season 5, which means it's our debut season for the draft only squad. We are ranked 30th in every single category, which is pretty brutal, but if you take a look at what we have, it makes sense. So let's go look at the rotation for season 5. This is going to be the squad for our first attempt at a major league run. We've got Charlie Enfield along with Johnny Rivas as the 2 long relievers, Rich Nava, Ira Pip, Hayden Lindsay, Johannes Van Valkenburg, and Cedric Mooney are going to be our relievers. I definitely expect some bad outings for sure. And with our starters of Brandon Yokoyama, whose stuff doesn't look bad, it's just his pitches have absolutely no break, could be an issue. But we got Viesmil, Womack, Marquez, and rounding it all off is Ronald. So overall, again, it's going to be bad, but maybe we have a breakout star or two. Offensively, we have an entire John Doe bench, and this is the lineup. Starting from the bottom, our new right fielder is going to be Valenzuela. I've moved him from left to right, and then I've added the secondary of all outfield positions. So yeah, he's our right fielder. At second base, we're going to have Cedeno. That's our guy. Shortstop is going to be Armstrong for now. We'll see how things play out. We've got Cortez at catcher. Third base is McGrath. Campos at DH. Bruno at first base. And then Bach has made that move to left field. He went down 2 ratings moving from first to left field. And then the secondary, I've added the first base and outfield secondary. So I know he really couldn't play right or center, but I still wanted to give him that opportunity to play first base. So that was the secondary that was available. That's what I went with. And then leading off is going to be David Miranda. So I think we'll be okay. Obviously, it's not the best team, but I think offensively we can kind of hold our own with this team. If we take a look at the guys who didn't make the cut this season at single A, we've got Escalona along with Hubert Davis, Huerta, Eugene Taylor. I've made Saucedo a shortstop, and that actually moved him up a rating without any changes, which is interesting, but he still has that second and third base secondary. And then we have Lerma and Pyle. So these guys are going to start in a single A, and they're on the 40-man. So if we need to, we can make a call up. So our very first game, we are going to hop into a quick manage against Thomas White and the Marlins. So let's see what happens. Our first base runner is a error, reached on an error, and then a double play to end it. Looking at the Marlins lineup, interesting. A walk to start, a hit by pitch, and it is looking brutal to start. A strikeout for Yokoyama, our first out of the rebuild, caught stealing. And then they steal second. They really just kind of got themselves out of that inning, no problem. So strikeout, a single. Our first hit belongs to Henry Valenzuela, one of the lowest rated players in the lineup. A fly out, and then our catcher keeps the inning alive. Shortstop can't really do much there. Another caught stealing. I mean, Cortez is throwing out every runner, no problem. Chris Cedeno gets on base. Nothing there. And our first home run comes from the generational talent, Bruno. Our switch hitting first baseman puts us up 2-0. And then we get a walk and a pop-up. So, hey, I'm liking what I'm seeing here as 2-run score thanks to an Owen Casey double, and the game is tied. Defensively, though, we're looking okay. Caught stealing. We're putting up the double plays. We're getting runners at home. We're throwing them out. We just need the offense to wake up a little bit more and maybe stop letting that first person reach base. Okay, we're gonna have to go to the bullpen here. Yeah, we're gonna have to go to the bullpen. Do I really want to use our only lefty right off the rip? Probably not. Let's go Rivas, and he gets the strikeout. That's huge. Can we get something going? Campos gets his first hit of his career, a fly out, and then a single for the first baseman Bruno. Will McGrath, please. A ground out, a solo home run to Jose Caballero. And I think Rivas is, I mean, we got to take him out. We got to take him out here, unfortunately. And let's see if Lindsay can do anything as a 57 overall pitcher. Did the run score there? I think it did. He got the single, an out, and an out. 5-run score that inning. That is a brutal hit to us, but their pitcher is out after 5. So a double to start for Valenzuela, and then a 2-run home run for David Miranda. That's what I'm talking about. The lefty outfielder gets us back within 3. a single. They're going to a new pitcher in Sheldon Stapleton. What is he looking like? C potential 75 overall. The dude looks like he strikes out people with ease. First and second, though, with no outs still in the inning. Bases loaded for Trent Campos, our DH in the leadoff spot. What can he do here? 2-run score on the single. We're within one. And they go to a new pitcher, Steven Cruz, a flyout, and a flyout. A good offensive inning, but brutal to not tie it up there. Hey, that's a good inning from our pitcher. A single for Valenzuela, and okay, we're threatening a little bit here, and nothing comes of it. Hayden Lindsay, I'm gonna leave him in. He hits the batter. It's a little tough there, but the double play there. Hayden Lindsay, man, he's showing something. He's showing something. A walk. Come on, Robbie, I need something here. Please. A pop up. Okay, we love a walk with 2 outs. Can we bring this run in from Henry Valenzuela? Bases are loaded for David Miranda. I mean, this is a guy I want up. He's got the hit tool, and the run scores on the single. Rene Cortez against Tanner Houck, and the pop-up happens there. All right, so the double happens. I'm going to let Lindsay pitch here. The runner was thrown out, which is big, but now, why is there a mosquito in my office? Okay, pitching change. We're going to go to the lefty and hope that Rich Nava's got it in him. A line out and the pop-up, top of the 9th. Todd Armstrong, Cedeno, Campos, a double. Robbie, first hit of the season right here. First hit of your career. He brings in the run on the single, 8-7. And our closer, our closer's Mooney, aka Cedric Money. Does he have it in him? A pop-up. We got to enter the game. Can the money man deliver? 2 outs. Liam Hicks. That's not what we want to see. Second pitch of the AB, 4th of the inning. And okay, maybe he likes that slurve quite a bit. I'm interested to see how he develops as our closer. Another pitch right down the middle. Hit to first base. And we're going to open up our first official season of the rebuild with a win on opening day against the Marlins. The offense came to play. A little bit rough in the middle innings with that, was it Johnny Rivas? But Lindsey Hayden came in, shut the door, and talk about an opening day. Nava's going to get the win. Miranda, 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs. Cedric Mooney with the save. Let's see what we've got here. So for our pitchers, let's take a look there. Yokoyama only went 3 2/3. Got roughed up a little bit. He also doesn't have the highest stamina. I believe it's low to mid 60s. So he's potentially one we could move to the bullpen long term. But Rivas, 5 hits, 5 runs, not ideal in the 1/3 of an inning that he pitched. But Hayden Lindsay, 3 1/3, 3 hits, 3 strikeouts. Then Nava, 2/3 of an inning. Mooney, 1 inning, no runs allowed between those 3. The bullpen really shut it down. And let's take a look at the offense here. Campos, 3 for 5 in the leadoff role with 2 RBIs and a walk. Balk came in the clutch with that hit late on in the game with the RBI. Bruno with 2 hits and 2 RBIs. 2 walks for McGrath. 3 hits for Valenzuela. 2 for Miranda. 2 for Cortez. 2 walks for Todd Armstrong. Okay. And 2 home runs. 1 for Miranda. 1 for Bruno. Love to see it. That is a huge win on opening day. 1 day out from the draft. We're 33 62. Honestly, not too bad. We're pretty competitive with some of the other really bad teams in the league. You know, the Rays are 6 games better than us. And then if we take a look at the wild card on the other side, the Brewers and the Rockies aren't too far away from us either. So we're competitive for being the worst team in baseball. I'll give us that. If we take a look at our team rankings, we're down there for batting average, which when I show you, you'll totally understand. But then least amount of runs, which, okay, that's fine, I guess. Second to last, or tied for last for home runs. I was kind of hoping we would have been doing a little bit better. But all right. What about, we're the worst fielding team too by quite a bit. That's brutal. but ERA wise, we're not last. So I guess I'll take the mini wins. The mini wins. We do have some good. We do have some bad. The bad is basically from the 5 spot down. They don't know how to hit. They just don't. They really don't. Which is unfortunate because I was hoping maybe one of them could have done something. Even Cedeno is kind of struggling, really struggling versus lefties, which is a bummer because he hits lefties slightly better. But yeah, I was kind of hoping maybe like even Valenzuela at 247. The OPS is a little bit low, which is unfortunate. I was kind of hoping maybe somebody would have hit like maybe 250, 260. We could have rocked with a couple of those guys. But like Campos, 285 with 10 home runs. You got Bruno 267 with 16 home runs, and then Bach is 282 with 20 home runs. This guy's gonna be elite. He's in first for the Gold Glove. He's gonna be this guy, and then Miranda's at 268, which I'm pretty happy with there. Pitching wise, honestly, it's not as bad as I was expecting. I mean, there's a couple that have some bad ERAs like Nava, and that's really about it. Like everybody's kind of like under 5 for the most part. I'm pretty happy. I mean, Marquez is pretty bad too, but for the most part, I'm not too upset with what I'm seeing. The money man is dominating as a closer, which I love to see that. But that's besides the point. We're here to get into this next draft because honestly, I think I have an idea for once. Alrighty, so for this draft, I have a little bit of an idea. It just really depends on how this plays out. So we've got the third pick. We're just guaranteed the third pick. It seems every single draft. The Astros and the Rockies are before us. So let's see how this plays out before I say my plan. Jonathan Little goes, and then the Rockies are going to take Ronald Small. Okay. Well, my thought process is I've got these 2 position players here, and you're probably thinking, no, 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 no more position players. Hear me out. Hear me out. So my thought process is John Romero. He is the number 1 player in the class. He's a third baseman who could play first and second. This would be our third baseman for the future. The potential is somewhere around the 90s. The overall somewhere near the 70s. So this would be our third baseman. Perfect. If we take him, basically every pick after this is going to be a pitcher. I've got a couple different like relievers and even just a couple starters that could potentially help us out. This is my secret weapon for the draft class. Ryan Conine has somewhere in the 60s for stamina as a reliever. This guy could easily turn into a starter, and I would probably do that. I would probably make sure I draft him to ensure that we get that kind of flexibility. Long reliever, middle reliever, closer, whatever it is, we could turn him into that. So that's kind of my secret weapon for this draft. I will say there is a 2-way player, but like the fact that I still can't see what the hitting stats are for 2-way players is so infuriating. I also don't think he's going to be good. So I'm just going to avoid Travis there. So John Romero, best offensive player. Probably the second best offensive player is Eddie Gonzalez. Also has catcher secondary, which is interesting. Lacks some power, lacks some speed, has an okay arm, decent fielding ability, and a really good bat. So my thing is like I'm kind of in on that. Just another outfielder that we could definitely use long term. He would be that guy at 21 years old. If I don't take one of these 2 guys, it's Michael Chen. He's the pitcher that I want. He is the best pitcher in the class that's available. He's ranked 3rd. I think this is our guy for sure. If I don't take him, I've got a couple if I take him and I don't take one of these guys, I do have a couple position players that I'm interested in. It's just the talent really drops off after Romero and Gonzalez. From here down, it's pretty weak. These are all kind of like those low overall, high potential guys. And then I've got a lot of really good pitching for this part. So my thing is outfielder, third baseman, or starting pitcher. Ooh. So hear me out. We've got Hubert Davis as a backup infielder. We're lacking a backup outfielder outside of Lerma. So as good as Michael Chen is, I really like the pitchers that I have lined up for the rest of the draft. I have like 7 of them that I really like that I think could immediately help the team, including some starters. So as good as Michael Chen looks, I think he's going to be somewhere near the 70s. He's going to have high potential. I think he's going to be really, really good. I think getting one more bat for this rebuild is huge. And now it's just, do we want the outfielder? We have Bach in left. We have Miranda in center, and then Valenzuela in right. This guy could easily step in when needed, or do we take the third baseman that realistically we only have Hubert Davis as a backup? And he can play second. He's 6 foot. He could even play first if need be. The fielding, the arm, the speed, it's all there. I think this is the pick. I think this is the pick. So I'm going to go John Romero with this pick. I think that's the right move. Okay, I did want Johnny Lopez at this pick. He's ranked 37. We had him at 36. Unfortunately, at our 38th pick, he is gone. So with that in mind, I said I was going to start taking some pitchers. I'm looking at what we have available here. Capiello also looks really good. It's just his home runs per 9, control, and clutch are pretty low. So it's one of those guys that we're going to have to let develop into the team. Or I could go Carrera, who's a discovery guy. So I could probably get him later in the draft too. So if I'm looking at it that way, oh, this right fielder's available. I have 38, 70, and 76. I'm going to take this pitcher. I was really close to taking either Davis here, who looks really good, but we have him discovered, I believe. So I'm going to see if I can get him later on in the draft. And Pagan is also a really good outfielder. It's just, I think I'm okay. I think I'm going to be fine there. I mean, we've got the third baseman. Let's take that pitcher. Where did he go? Dean is in the team. The lefty will go from there. And then now Pagan just went before our pick, which is a little bit of a bummer. But let me see what we've got going on here in terms of available talent. Do I go with this shortstop who can play literally every single position besides first and catcher? Looks like a glove guy. Maybe the bat gets there in the future. Davis is still available as a closer. And my secret weapon of Conine. We have 70 and 78. Do I just go with 2 elite closers and really solidify this this pitching staff? Another infielder wouldn't be the worst either. Like, we went pitcher, we went with the infield. You know what? We could get infielders later. Let's go Davis with this pick. Let's go with, let's see. Oh, the shortstop's still there. What's our next pick? 106. Conine's 119. Does Conine make it to the next pick? Let's take the shortstop. And gamble that Conine's there for the next pick. He is huge here at, there we go. That's our secret weapon, our potential starter for the future. And then for these last couple picks, I don't think it really matters here. Do we go Mike Jones? Do we go the other Van Valkenburg just to get the brothers reunited? This guy that we discovered as a pitcher looks really good. I might be able to get this discovery pitcher next round in the 6th. So I'm going to take another reliever. I know you guys are probably thinking I'm crazy, but Mike Jones, who? We're going to take him as a reliever. And then boom, next round, that starter's there. Ooh, this is the 6th round. Do I take this pitcher or do I take the high potential pitcher? I think I take the one that's probably a little bit higher rated with the lower ceiling in Pierre Carrera, and that is going to be our draft. I'm actually super hyped about this one. Our all-star was Cedric Mooney. He's up to a 77. I mean, I can't complain about that at all. A 2.11 ERA with a 1.2 whip, 21 saves. I mean, yeah, this guy's easily our best pitcher. We've reached view draft picks day. Let's take a look. I'm liking the potentials right there. I'm liking what I'm seeing. So before we go through our picks, let me take a look at the other guys that we passed on. Michael Chen's got 87 potential at 67 overall. He actually looks really good. This is, yeah, I mean, I would have been totally happy with this pick for sure, but we went a different direction. And then Eddie Gonzalez has got 93 potential, and the contact looks good. Decent fielding too. I mean, it looks like he could be an okay catcher. Lacks a little bit of arm, some speed, and some power. So I don't know. I feel pretty good so far. Pagan or Pagan, the outfielder that I considered, but I went in a different direction. Honestly, looks pretty good. He's got 95 potential as well. So in the 3rd round, this would have been a pretty good get. But we're talking about our team now. John Romero, 66 overall, the lefty bat with 90 potential. I'm pretty happy with the pick. The contact looks good. Could develop a little bit over the next couple seasons. And the fielding's pretty solid right off the rip. I mean, I'd love to throw him in. We don't have to rush it. We could also just take it a couple seasons, let him develop at 22 years old, or we could rush it. We'll have to wait and see. Dean Capiello, 63 overall with B potential at 19 years old. Only a 3-pitch mix, but I like where the stuff is already. And 84 potential is pretty good here in the second round. We've got Henry Davis, the closer with A potential. I mean, huge for us. Huge for us. That's a great get. I'm liking those stuff numbers. 84 potential for Harvey Mills. Yeah, the bat's not there, but this is a good defensive shortstop to have on the bench. He's 6'2". He's got speed. Wow, his arm sucks. 40 arm. Maybe not a shortstop. Maybe not a shortstop. But the fielding's good. The speed's good. I think as like a secondary option, not bad. Ryan Conine, 82 potential, 61 overall. Look at the stamina at 63, the Ks per 9 versus righties at 64. I like where his pitches are at as well. I think this guy could be a pretty good starter. I'm liking what I'm seeing with that pick. Mike Jones has also got beat potential. The clutch is a little low, though, which is unfortunate at 57 overall. And then Pierre Carrera, 73 overall starter in the 6th round with 79 potential. The home runs per 9 is worrying, but everything else looks good. This might be our best draft yet. I think this is a great pick. Like, Conine could easily step into the rotation in a long relief role. We've got Romero, who helps out at third. Even this Carrera guy could easily step into a rotation too. This draft class could be pivotal for us. Our first season comes to a close at 54 and 108, and honestly, not too bad. 54 wins is way better than I anticipated. If we take a look at the standings, 54 losses there, just a little bit behind the Rays for sure, and then a little bit behind the rest of the league too. So yeah, we are the worst team. If we take a look at team rankings, batting average, we were 28th. Runs, we were last by a little bit. And if we take a look at home runs, we were last. That's unfortunate there. What about something like on base percentage? Pretty low. Some of the other teams below us were also some of the worst teams in baseball. Errors wise, we were the worst by quite some distance. And ERA wise, we weren't the worst. We were second worst. There we go. We do have an award. Let's take a look. Rookie of the Year, and that was it. Kyle Stowers, MVP on the National League side. Okay. Interesting there. I'm trying to see if we have any names sneaking up in ours here. Maybe like the reliever of the year for Mooney. I feel like he got gypped there. But 2 different names in the Rookie of the Year race. Robbie Balk at 86 overall is the guy who wins it. I mean, a 296 average with 32 home runs is amazing. Bruno was also in the mix. And then the National League side, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name, but you can see who it is of the Brewers. Hank Aaron Award, nobody there. I doubt we have any Gold Gloves. I'm not really worried about the National League side. I'm trying to see if we have anybody here in the race. We have a Gold Glove for Robbie Ball. The first baseman turned left fielder's winning a Gold Glove in his rookie year. That's huge. What about a Silver Slugger? Anything going on here? I'm not seeing any. Maybe in the outfield for Bach? No. Dang. Okay. Well, that's okay. If we take a look at pitching rotation, I'm assuming... I doubt they sent anybody down. Just making sure they didn't. The guys that I called up, I think they just left them up. All right. And they just sent down the 2... All right, cool. All right, so Enfield, we have, let's take a look here. 100 innings, a 4.36 ERA with a 1.58 whip. Honestly, not too bad. Not too bad for a 65 overall. And then Ronald here up to a 72. He was in the rotation. I moved him to the long relief role. Pretty similar numbers. Honestly, can't complain. Let me see what the FIP's looking like. 4.95, a little bit worse. Charlie's is looking real bad, so that's not great. That's not great. That's not what you want. You want your FIP lower than your ERA. That's what you're looking for. So it looks like Ronald here definitely got hurt by the defense. No, the FIP's higher than his ERA. So again, not what you want. Not what you want. Either way, Nava, how are we looking here? We've got almost a 6 ERA. We definitely need a little bit better from him. A 4.39 ERA with a 1.4 whip from Pip. Yikes, Lindsay. You were, oh, wow. He had like a high 4, low 5 ERA. So it looks like things got a little bad towards the end of the year. But he is also a 60 overall, so time to grow. Then Valkenberg, not great. And then Cedric Mooney. I mean, you know what? For a rookie season, for a guy that's got one of the worst bullpens and rotations in front of him, he held it down. And also one of the worst defenses behind him, he held it down. Yokoyama had just short of a 5 ERA with a 1.6 whip, which is pretty gross. Not great. VS Meal was good. Wow. That's huge for us at 78 overall. A 5.19 ERA for Womack. We've got Marquez with a 5.6 ERA and Rivas with the 4.1 ERA. Definitely some room to grow. Love to see it. Lineup wise, Armstrong got sent to the bench because he sucked it up. He had a 2.22 ERA, not ideal. And then Lerma got some ABs in September, it seems. Let's take a look at the squad here. We've got Miranda with a 273 average, a 352 on base percentage for our leadoff guy. That's what I'm looking for. Good season up to a 79. Bach, Rookie of the Year, Gold Glove. Look at the numbers. Beautiful. Love to see that from him. Bruno with 28 home runs. Good season to start it off with. We've got Campos, who had a really good season as well. Like that. 20 home runs for McGrath. You know what? 75 overall, 732 OPS. I will take that from this guy. He's up to 75. I mean, come on. Cortez definitely struggled this year. He was probably one of our worst hitters for sure, along with Eugene Taylor, who got called up in September, put up some pretty abysmal numbers. Cedeno, honestly, the average is a little bit low, but the OPS, the slug, and on base percentage is decent. So, like, I'm pretty happy with him being an 86 overall and putting up those kind of numbers, 20 home runs. Love it. And then Valenzuela, a little disappointing for sure. We've got some room to grow. We've added some new talent too. But for the very first season, I'm pretty happy. I'm feeling good about it. Alrighty, it's 2031, and we're not really going to change too much just because we need a little bit more development out of the guys in single A. Honestly, probably just Pierre that gets a debut at this point this season, unless things really need to be shaken up within the lineup or the rotation. At some point, I'm probably also just going to make him a reliever to drop that overall so he has some more room to grow. But to start, he's looking decent so far. Konine also went up to a 68 overall, changing him from a reliever to a starter. I think that's just the best course of action for his career. Get him in the rotation. I think he'll be solid. So there's that. Outside of that, not too much has changed. The team's basically going to be the same, like I said. Yokoyama's another guy that I'm considering making a reliever just because he's probably at his ceiling. He's probably at the highest overall possible. So dropping him down by being a reliever would be pretty helpful, I think, with the team long term. Other than that, bullpen, starting rotation is the same, and offensively it's the same. We've got a couple bench bats, the C potential guys, get them some ABs off the bench. So that's the squad. Let's start getting to the draft and building this team up some more. At the draft, 36 and 59. There's that. One quick change was Pierre is now in the rotation, and Yokoyama has been turned into a reliever. So as you can see, he's dropped 8 overall, and we'll see how he develops as a reliever moving forward. Some pretty rough seasons like Van Valkenburg, but not a setup guy. So I can't really expect that from him, and we'll see how Pierre does. Offensively, not too bad. Again, there's definitely some eyesores for sure, but for the most part, I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing. Cedeno probably needs to get moved up in the lineup. That's kind of disrespectful from me to keep him so low in the lineup when he's clearly one of our best hitters. Like McGrath probably needs to get sent down a little bit. But for the most part, gonna leave it like that. Might as well leave the prospects in the farm system, not waste any of their service time just because we're already so bad. Let's see what we can add in the draft and start to plan for the future. Alrighty, so we finally have the number 1 pick in a draft. It took so long, but we've got the pick. So with that being said, let's talk about the guys that I'm looking at. Damian Jowers is the best pitcher probably. I do like him, but I think I'm going to pass on him. And you're probably thinking, oh, here we go again. Hear me out. Hear me out. There's Warner Jameson, who looks good, lacks a little bit of speed, lacks a little bit of arm, and also Bobby Orr, who just looks really well-rounded, and we really could use one more outfielder just to be safe. Just to be safe to have that depth. And I think this would probably be the best chance just because these two guys look really similar. I think the potential is also going to be really similar. And I think it'd be a good pickup for an outfielder. There's a couple other guys that I didn't scout. Like there's Coronado and Zinn here. I think they're both going to be good. It's just I didn't scout them. I didn't want the temptation. I did scout this first baseman though. He might be pretty good. The one issue is he does have a injured doctor exam, so I think I'm gonna avoid him. So there's that. So with that being said, there's a lot of good pitching that I have kind of for like this second round, which I have pick 31, 39, and 40. That is a huge, huge little run for me there. And that's where I want to get like my closers or my starters. I feel like that's a little good run for us where we can just pick up a bunch of good pitching talent. And I feel like it makes the most sense to go with a position player to start with. So the first pick, I think I'm going Bobby Orr. The Canadian outfielder, 18 years old, 5'7". This guy's gonna be a baller for us. So Bobby Orr in the team. There we go. We're gonna skip to our next pick after these next couple picks. The Reds are gonna go Sammy Coronado. I do think he's gonna be good. It's just not necessarily in the market for a third baseman. And then William Fairchild is the pick by the White Sox. So we're gonna skip to our pick here. And yeah, I'm going to go with one of these closers. I didn't even scout this guy because I knew he's going to be good. Like, I just know he's going to be good. Davis Samuels. Like, there's just, I just going to go with it. The closers are so broken in this game. It's insane. And so the 39th pick, I could go another closer. There's a couple position players that I could go with, like this shortstop here, Luis Marquez or Luis Diaz here. I could go with this one. Just a little bit of a reach, but also ensure we get them because after this 39th pick, we have the 40th pick and then the 77th pick. But I think it would be really dumb to pass on this pitcher, Will Wilkinson. Yeah, there's a couple pitchers that I want right here. I'm actually going to probably go Will Wilkinson here. And then also this guy right here that was right next to him in Marcelo Murillo. High potential, going to be a little bit lower overall, but I like what the pitches are looking like already. The fastball, the slider, the curve, and the two-seam look fantastic. So I'm going to pick him up now before the 70th pick, and then I'm going to hop to my next pick here at 77. And this one I'm not too sure about. I got to see what's going on. I think I'm going to go Peter Yokoyama. He's ranked 103, and our next pick is like 107 or something like that. So I don't think he's going to make it to us. And he just looks good. Plus the potential is 90 to 95, according to our scouts. Let's pick him up. And probably going to be the last position player I take, unless I take Daniel Chavez, which I don't even think I have any other. Yeah, I don't have any other scouted position players. I don't really want to take him though. I kind of want to stick with these pitchers because his class is insane. I don't have much time, so I need to pick somebody quick. I kind of like what I'm seeing here. The potential is not going to be the highest, but I kind of like that. Let's see. Okay, maybe the next round. Starters as well. I don't know. This guy's that was discovered. So I think I take one of these closers or relievers here. Let's go with Perez. Probably a lower ceiling, but a higher floor. And I like that. I could have probably gotten him a little bit later in the draft, but I think we'll be okay. Just because this guy's discovered, I think I can also get him at the end of the draft. So maybe we pick up this guy right here, the reliever in Sammy, unless I have another guy that's looking pretty good. I'm not really interested in Bankston. And there's some other good pitchers here, but hold on. Maybe not. Griff Watson. Do we take a chance on Griff Watson? Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's just load up on pitchers. We need it. And we're either going J.R. Brister or Sammy Magana. I'm going to go with the starter. We really need the pitching. I'm feeling good about that draft. See our draft picks. Actually, all right, let's see them together. Okay. All right. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. I do want to see that first baseman, though. Generational. Oh, boy. That is unfortunate, but also with the injury designation, I just know I would have chosen him and he would have gotten that potential hit and it would have been such a brutal pick. So, yeah, it sucks missing out on the generational first baseman. But again, we do have Bruno, who was like generational. We also have Bach, who's really good as well. So I don't feel too upset on missing one. So there's that. So this class was actually not too bad. I kind of looked around at different position players. This guy I think was the second pick. He looks pretty good with 86 potential, and there was a few others that looked pretty good too. But Jowers looks pretty good. Just is going to struggle versus lefties, it seems. 69 overall, 89 potential. But if we go back to ours, 87 potential for Bob Orr. I mean, he just kind of does a little bit of everything, which is pretty good. We need that in the team. We've got Samuels, who's got A potential, looks absolutely insane as a closer right off the rip with 76 overall. We've got another B potential starter who's 73 overall in Will Wilkinson. The break's a little brutal, I'm not going to lie, but everything else looks pretty good. Marcelo Murillo, a little bit more of a project, but at 65 overall, that's still not a bad rating to start at. And the pitches look good. The slider, the curve, two seam, the four seam. I'm liking everything there. The catcher, Yokoyama with A potential, 61 overall right off the rip is solid. Perez, C potential, which isn't amazing, but still a pretty good starting overall at 68. We've got Griff Watson, who also has C potential. Again, nothing too crazy. 78, not bad. And even the stuff doesn't look bad to start. And then we finished it with J.R. Brister. May struggle a little bit with the hits per nine, but we'll see what he can turn into. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. Finishing with a 60 overall at the last pick, it's pretty good. So we finished the season 70 and 92, which if you look around the league, not too far off the Rays. We're similar with the Rangers, just slightly better than the Astros. And then in the East, we're the same as the Phillies and the Nationals, just one game worse than the Braves, better than the Reds, and then the same as the Diamondbacks and slightly better than the Padres. So we're moving up the ranks a little bit, but we got to see where we rank as a team. Batting average, we are moving up. Okay. 16th. So basically right in the middle. Runs wise, are we also moving up the ladder a little bit? It seems like it. 17th. I will take that for sure. Are we still a really bad home run team? 26th. Okay, so still towards the bottom there. And if we take a quick peek at errors, are we still the worst? We're not. We're 25th. So yeah, we're just improving as a team as a whole. Still pretty bad pitching wise, which is understandable. I've definitely neglected the pitching. No awards, which is brutal. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of hoping for something, just a little something. Not even rookie of the, I guess we didn't change or put in any rookies, so we wouldn't have gotten it. Roman Anthony, MVP. Carson Bench wins it on the other side. Paul Skeens is a Met. Oh, okay. Crochet won Cy Young along with Paul Skeens. Xavier Edwards and Jazz are the batting title winners. Reliever of the year is Cade Smith and Mason Miller. And then we finish it off with Melvin Goldberg as the rookie of the year for the Phillies, along with Andrew Fisher, now of the Royals instead of the Brewers. All right, let's see if there's maybe a gold glove. Rene Cortez was in the mix but didn't win it. And then I'm just trying to see anything else, maybe an outfield gold glove. No, he finished third. Dang, that's brutal. That's unfortunate. What about a silver slugger? There it is. One silver slugger for Trent Campos. That's a big win for us. Love to see those awards. Anything else? No. Okay, so one silver slugger is not bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. If we take a look at our starters, just really quickly, we'll give the face stats. Honestly, it doesn't look too bad. Marquez, sub 4 ERA, which is pretty big for us. Otherwise, we're hovering around like the low to mid 4 ERA, which is pretty solid. Rivas did start a bunch this season, 5.5 ERA. Nava looks really good in the bullpen. Pip, I'm liking the numbers there. Yikes, 9.2 ERA is pretty brutal, followed by a 7.3 of Van Valkenburg. Yokoyama, okay, about a 5.4. Yeah, okay. And then Mooney is a 3.6. All right. I did call up Conine. He's up to a 72 overall. He got 5 starts, did lose 3 of them, and got shelled. Got shelled pretty badly. That's not what you want to see at all. And then Hubert also got called up in September and was pretty good. Yeah, that's a bat we probably should get in the lineup. Lerma hit 240 on the year with 8 home runs and 24 RBIs. McGrath got moved to the bench when Hubert got called up. 240 average, nothing too crazy. And then Eugene Taylor hit 240 as well, and Lloyd Pyle 230. Looking at our offensive side of things, David Miranda continues to be pretty consistent. I mean, honestly, really similar numbers to what he put up last year. We've got Robbie Bach, who still really good. 312 average with a 928 OPS. He's up to a 90 overall. Let's take a look and see what he's looking like. I mean, the glove and the contact are insane with him. What's Bruno looking like at an 89 overall? 35 home runs, 841 OPS. Big step up in terms of production this season. Love to see it. And 15 stolen bases. Okay. Trent Campos with just shy of 30 home runs had a pretty decent season, just shy of 800 OPS. Cedeno, 20 home runs almost, hit 333 with a 959 OPS. He's up to a 91. What's he looking like? Low-key, he might be the best pick of the drafts because like he's just gonna be so good throughout the whole rebuild. There's Campos, our DH. Love to see that. Cortez is up to a 77. He had a pretty decent season for a catcher. Would like to see, honestly, little disappointed actually. Little disappointed. I was hoping for a better step up. Not a decent season. Not a decent season at all. We've got Armstrong, who's a C potential shortstop. At least he improved, right? At least he improved there. Valenzuela in the outfield, slight improvement, but I think that's why we really needed that outfielder. I feel like we're lacking a little bit in that last outfield spot with Valenzuela. With Balk in left, we've got Miranda in center. Now we've got Orr joining us. I feel pretty good about it so far. So yeah, that's the team. That's the team so far. If we take a quick peek at what we've got in single A, Escalona's up to a 79, which is huge. Probably joins the rotation next year. Huerta is up to a 70, looking pretty good. We've got Davis here, the closing pitcher, up to a 69. Romero up to a 69 as well. Probably be a little slow roll with him with the third base, first base, or second baseman, just because I feel like we've got a pretty set lineup right now. Saucedo up to a 67, looks pretty good. Could potentially take over at short next year. I think we might do that. We'll have to wait and see what the rest of the team's looking like. And then we've got a few others that like they're just sitting, developing, taking their time. You know, I'm feeling pretty good about the team. I don't know if I bring back Conine just yet. And then I think Davis is probably taking over at third. I guess that's where it gets a little interesting. I guess I'll have to figure out what are we doing with the team. Alrighty, 2032, made a couple changes to the team. Let's start with the players that are in single A though. So Escalona is still going to be here at 20 years old. Still not really a rush to get him into the team. We've got Samuels, who we just drafted, and then Wilkinson, who we just drafted. And then Conine got a September call-up last year, but clearly isn't ready just yet. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from him at 72 overall. In terms of players that could be called up soon, Bob Orr is probably the first outfielder, just in case Miranda starts to regress a little bit, or maybe Valenzuela continues to struggle. We'll see what Orr could do in right field. And then Romero's not there yet. The contact numbers just aren't where I want them to be. So he might be a little bit longer, even though he's 23 years old. It'll probably be Saucedo who gets called up, where I know his contact numbers aren't much better, but I think defensively he's a better player right now, especially since Romero doesn't really have the arm or even the fielding that Saucedo does, I should say. So Saucedo's probably the next guy up to take over shortstop, with Orr helping out in the outfield. And then we've got Conine, Wilkinson, Samuels, Escalona, all really close to being called up for the major league squad. Pitching rotation, we're going to rock with the bullpen game for game 5. It's going to be Hayden Lindsay as our opener. He's got the stamina. It's just the control and the clutch are a little bit of an issue. So I think maybe taking him out of the bullpen and just letting him start games for an inning or two could be a solution. I know he's 59 overall. We could use a different guy, but let's just see how it works. Let's try new things with this squad. Otherwise, same starting 4. Carrara has been moved to the bullpen. I've made him a closer. I could also make him a reliever if I really wanted to. But I think with the way our team is kind of set up now, Yokoyama is a reliever, Carrara is a reliever. We've got some guys with stamina in the bullpen as well. I think if we try something like this, it might win us a few more games. We currently have the 3rd best contact according to the game. So I'll take that. Speed 27, power 29, everything else is 30. So we won 70 games last season. So we've slowly progressed. We went from 0 to 6 to 0 again, then 54 and 70. Let's see if we can go 500 this year. Heading into the draft, we have the 5th pick. So I got to get a little bit lucky because there's a couple pitchers at the top of the draft that I really want. This guy being the number 1 pick. I want him so bad. Pause. Either way, then we have a second baseman, which, like, if he's available to us at pick number 5, I'll definitely take it. It's one of the best bats of the class by a lot. Then we've got Quintero. Honestly, it's this class is juiced with pitchers. So if I don't get Nunez, if I don't get Quintero, if I don't get Oliveras, like, there's so much talent that I can turn to. This guy was in the draft last year. He only got better. So a team didn't draft him. He came back. He got better. I mean, I could go a center fielder in this draft. This guy looks really good. There was like a reach I could do if I just wanted another outfielder with a high overall but low potential. So there's definitely talent in this class. I'm stoked about it. Like, I really need some pitching, and they delivered. So let's see what happens. We've got the Padres, the Astros, and the Padres take the best pitcher. Understandable. Understandable. Who are the Astros going to take at number 2? Cordero. Interesting. Interesting. Either way, pick number 3 is going to be okay. Okay, of the Phillies. Reed. I'm assuming that's Reed. Leon. Either way, I don't care who they take. Okay, they take the second baseman. Okay. Quintero looks good. I think he's a little bit more of a project compared to the other pitchers I'm looking at, but I think he looks really solid. It's just like the control's a little low, the clutch is a little low, and then the hits per 9 versus lefties, the Ks per 9 versus lefties, and the Ks per 9 versus righties a little low. So one of those guys is going to take a little bit of time to develop, but he is 18 out of Georgia, looks pretty solid. Ray Hernandez looks really solid. 3-pitch mix, again, probably a little bit more of a project, but the potential is there for sure. And then Oliveras is probably the lowest potential of the group, but the higher overall to start, which I think I probably would take if I'm looking for a guy to help us out immediately. And then if I am looking for an outfielder, this guy fits what I'm looking for. Arm, speed, fielding, okay power, really good bat. But we did take an outfielder last year, and I feel like I do feel like the pitching is starting to become an issue, so we definitely need to invest in this. As much as I do like the upside in Quintero and Hernandez, I'm gonna go Oliveras because he's the best player right now, and that's what I'm looking for. I could take a first baseman that looks like he's gonna be able to hit and have a decent glove. I don't necessarily need another first baseman, but it is one of the like last remaining out like position players that I would consider drafting that I have scouted that have like the opportunity to make it to the bigs. I think the rest of the guys are like long shots. I could also just start taking like closers again, which probably is a smart move. Yeah, I'm going to take Danny Davis. I might as well. Like, at this point, the pitching is holding back the team. Might as well start to invest in it. So let's continue to do that. I mean, let's see what else we've got going on here. Some pitchers here. Spence is available. Control's a little low, clutch is a little low, but those hits per 9 already look really good. We did discover him, so I have a feeling we could get him a little bit later in the draft. So I might see if I can find somebody that could be nice right now, like Bill Mackey. I'm going to go Allen, Spence, Martin, or Mackey here. I feel like we just took a reliever. Maybe we hold off on that. So maybe Martin or Spence. And I think maybe we get Allen a little bit later. Because he is ranked according to MLB, I'm going to go Trevor Martin here. What pick is this? 69. He's ranked 65 according to MLB. Sure, why not? We have him at 59. Next pick, 80, 110, and then 140. Okay. I'm going to take the shortstop, Ponce. It's just of the players I have, he has some of the better hitting stats left. I'll just do that. We've got, 3 picks left? I think I'd take one of these pitchers just to ensure that I get one of them. Or I could take one of these position players. What do we got? We got Deacon Waddle, another catcher. Not necessarily something I need. We've got Tobin and Vina. Let's go. I'm thinking one of these two here. Let's go Vina. I think the power looks a little bit better. And then hopefully those 2 pitchers fall to us in the last couple picks. They do. I think we go Spence and then Allen. I think that's how we finish it off. I think that's a pretty good draft if that's how it pans out, and it's going to. Yeah, I think that's good. I feel like that was fine. A lot of pitchers. We needed it. All right, let's see how we did. I will take that. I will take that. 85 potential for Oliveros, 76 to start. So I'm fine with that. Curveball doesn't look like a great pitch for him, but overall, really solid starting overall and good potential at 85. The second baseman that went right before us has 91 potential. Looks really good, to be fair. Jorge Quintero at 61 overall actually looks pretty good. I kind of wish I went with him. 88 potential too looks pretty good. The center fielder that I passed on has 92 potential, looks really well rounded. Honestly, looks like Orr, who we just drafted, but just a little bit higher potential. And then Hernandez, who we passed on. The 3-pitch mix looks good. I mean, the bottom half of the stuff looks solid. The home runs per 9, the control, the clutch, the stamina. It's just the top half that needs a little bit of work. 87 potential for him. And then the number 1 pick was Eloy Nunez with a potential 75 overall. He looks really good. 92 potential. So honestly, I'm still pretty happy with the pitching that we went with. Oliveros looks pretty solid. We've got Danny Davis, who has a potential 73 overall. Yeah, these closers are just too overpowered. 95 potential for him. Then we got Trevor Martin, who's 56 overall, but mid 80s potential. Oh, actually high 80s potential at 89. The pitches don't look amazing right now. The stuff doesn't look amazing, but definitely has the potential for the future. Ponce, see potential for him. One of those new backups shortstops at 62 overall. Essentially, he'll take over for Armstrong or Gene Taylor. That's basically what I was looking for here. Vina with B potential, a long-term project for the future. Spence, B potential. The K's versus left doesn't look amazing. Neither does the controller clutch. Could be an issue. Scott Allen has A potential at 61 overall, and it is 99. For a last pick, that is amazing. It's the last day of the season. We are first in the Central, but we have one game left. Last game of the season, so I'm going to see how we do. Are we the team that is good enough to make the postseason already? I think we got to go Escalona. It does kind of set us up for failure potentially in the postseason, but yeah, that's what we're going to rock with. We have Saucedo called up. So there's that. But let's see what happens here. I mean, with the Diamondback squad now, they've got Grisham, Austin Wells, Corbin Carroll, Jose Fernandez is at first. Okay. Collier, DH, Lou James Grover. Interesting case in Cunningham is up as well. All right, let's just not lose. How about that? How about we do that 1-2-3 inning? Chase Petty on the mound for them, and a fly out, a line out, and then nothing offensively for us, which is a huge bummer. But hopefully our offense, doesn't let me down. How about that? How about we wake up a little bit with the offense here? A double's good. I mean, I'll take that. And then the runner was thrown out going home is brutal. Come on. This is an elite offense. There we go. Only one out still. And then the bases are loaded for Valenzuela, and he flies out. Come on. I need the offense to wake up. There we go. Saucedo, Cortez with the single first and third. Miranda gonna bring him home. Bach's gonna bring him home. The double play is brutal right there. I'm not even. Oh, what? The double play? They are gonna go to a pitching change. Alberto Gomes hit by pitch. Okay. 2 runs scored thanks to Herbert Davis. That is big. Valenzuela walks, and now we're starting to apply the pressure. Saucedo brings in another 3-0, and then that's the inning. Escalona's pitching really well. I'm going to keep him going. The steal makes things a little interesting right there, but he gets out of the inning. 7 innings, 2 hits. I'm liking that. Bruno with the double, and nothing else from there. I think we continue to ride the hot hand. He's doing really well. He does allow a base runner there, and I think to be safe, we kind of call it there. My thing is, the bullpen has been so iffy. I only also have one lefty. That's another thing I need to start paying attention to. I really need to find some more lefties in the draft. I am gonna go Rich Nava here because he is our lefty. They have a string of lefties coming up. He gets the strikeout and the ground out. That is perfect. Can we add a little bit this inning? That would be a no. I mean, we have to go. I think maybe we leave Nava in. And if he allows a run, then we go to our closer. But let's just see what happens here. A ground out. That's the game. That's a huge win for us on the final day of the season. A 3-hit shutout. Escalona comes in 6 strikeouts, 7 1/3 innings. That's massive. That's massive. Let's take a look at the box score really quick. I mean, huge, huge. The shutout. I mean, they didn't really pitch that bad. We didn't really do much. We kind of just singled them out, maybe a couple doubles, but that was really about it. We just kind of blooped and blooped and blooped and blooped and got the job done. Nothing too crazy, but the win is the win, and Escalona looks like the real deal. So I'm assuming that means we are the division winners and taking on the Rays, the postseason. Look at that. We got a league leader. It's going to be Jason Womack. Had a really good season, it looks like. Love to see that. And then offensively, look at Bruno. The home runs, the RBIs, and the slugging percentage. So does that mean a Cy Young and an MVP? So Bruno, the MVP winner with 50. He's a 96 overall? What? His power's 97. It's almost maxed out. This guy's insane. 52 homers. Yeah, that's a great year. Love that. Love that. And the Cy Young for Jason Womack, who went 20-5 on the year. Almost 200 innings pitched, a 3 ERA with a 1.2 whip. Huge season from him. He's only 83, but I mean, the stuff numbers look fantastic. Love to see that he beats out Crochet and Toll. And then on the MVP side, they beat out Moniak and Gunnar Henderson. National League, it's Soto and Skeens of the Mets. Mets are looking like a good team. Soto wins the batting title along with Gunnar Henderson. Reliever of the year is Larry Zimmer, a guy that I actually considered drafting. What year was that, 2030? Yeah, he was on my radar. He definitely was. I think we went with somebody else, but yeah, it was definitely on the radar. Mason Miller wins reliever of the year with the Dodgers. Okay. Frank Lopez is the rookie of the year. Doesn't look bad. He looks okay. I don't, who was our rookie? It was Hubert Davis. I mean, he almost hit 300. He had a really good season. It was just Ralphie Velasquez, formerly of the Guardians, now of the Astros, winning it. Oh, we got to look. What about Gold Gloves? Any Gold Gloves for the team this year? Cedeno just misses out to Juan Brito. No, Juan Brito is never winning a Gold Glove in his lifetime. And then if we continue to look, we do have one. Robbie Bach wins it in left, and that's it. What about the Silver Slugger, though? We've got one for Trent Campos. This guy looks to be just a really underrated bat for us. Even the fielding's starting to get there a little bit, so something to keep in mind. And if we take a look, Bruno wins it for first base, understandably. Any other positions for us? Maybe an outfield spot? No, no. Team rankings wise, we were fourth for batting average. We were fifth for runs. And in home runs, we are 13th. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. I think something that's been helping us is our on base percentage is fourth. That's massive for us. And if we take a look at errors, I think we improved dramatically this season. Let's take a look here. Maybe not. Maybe we, oh wow. Whoa, what happened? Because I was following this along the way through the season, and we were not that bad. So something really fell off towards the end of the year, which is brutal. ERA wise, as a team, we sit in the middle, 16th. That's a huge jump up for us. That's a massive jump up for us. And let's take a look at our team. Alrighty, pitching wise, Enfield is up to a 70. You can see in the top right. Hopefully, I remember to put my cam in the bottom corner this time so you guys can see it. Rivas with a 4.8 ERA is up to a 76. Honestly, doesn't look bad. Just the numbers aren't there just yet. Yokoyama up to a 71. Looking at his stuff numbers, 4.4 ERA. The whip is the issue. The whip is a huge issue here. Same thing with Ronald with the 5 ERA. He is a 68 overall, so definitely going to get hit a little bit. We've got Pierre, who's been our opener, has been really good in this like long relief opener role. He's been fantastic. 2.9 ERA, a 1 whip. He's up to a 74. He looks solid. Conine took over for Van Valkenburg. Yeah, he just really struggled this year. Yoenis had like a 7 or a 6 ERA. It was an improvement, but it just wasn't what I was looking for. Salcedo also had some time at the majors. I added him to the 40 man in September, so he's not postseason eligible. But in the 70 ABs, he held his own. So probably our starting shortstop next year. So that's something to keep in mind. But if we go back to the rotation here, back to the major league level, we have Conine, who's 75 overall, 5.5 ERA. I really need him to start producing a little bit more. Nava with a 4 ERA, but a .9 whip in 55 innings. He's up to an 82. Mooney struggled a little bit this year. That's why we took him out of the closer role. But a 1-2 whip's pretty solid. It was just as a closer, started to struggle a little bit, 8 blown saves. So just maybe not the role for him as a closer. Maybe it's someone like Ira Pip with a 2.3 ERA and a 1 whip up to an 81 overall. Pretty solid there. So if we take a look at our starters now, VS Meals looking pretty good at 85 overall. Womack, the Cy Young winner with a 3 ERA. Honestly, he should probably start. I just don't know about like the scheduling and everything. Marquez with just under a 5 ERA at a 78. And then Escalona just shut down the Diamondbacks on the final game of the season. Really good season from him at 83 overall. On the bench, nothing too crazy. Pretty standard stuff. I'm not like too like, whoa, someone was crazy good. But if we take a look at our starters now, Miranda's at 83 overall. I think he cooled off a little bit this season. Still really good on base percentage, though. Just not the same average or OPS, but it's still not that bad. That's a pretty good on base percentage for our leadoff hitter. Bach is up to a 93 overall. Let's see what he's looking like. I mean, the contact's basically maxed out. The only thing that hurts him is the clutch. Power's looking good at 72, and the fielding is a 93, a 99 ability fielder. Insane. Really consistent. High 20s for the home runs. He's putting up close to 30 doubles. Good average on base percentage, everything. He's just a really good player. Bruno up to a 96. We saw what he was doing. That's the MVP right there. Campos up to an 86. He's hitting 300 with a 900 OPS. I mean, the contact's looking great. The power's in a good spot. The fielding, honestly, still not bad either. Love that from Campos, our DH. We've got Cedeno up to a 95 as well. He hit almost 300 with a 927 OPS, just shy of 30 home runs, just shy of 30 doubles. And the second baseman also looks really good at everything basically. Next up, Davis. Not a bad season, almost an 800 OPS, really solid from our third baseman, just defensively pretty terrible. Valenzuela almost an 80, still just not really doing it. Let me take a look at the numbers here. I feel like he'd be a little bit better. I do think he'd be a little bit better, but just not really producing. Armstrong's been holding it down at shortstop, and honestly, not a bad season from him. I'll definitely take it. Plus almost 20 stolen bases. Cortez as a catcher, definitely starting to put it together. The average went up, the on-base percentage went up a little bit, and the OPS definitely went up. So that's good to see at 81 overall. And then Miranda at the top of the lineup. So we've seen it all. Let's see what we can do here in the postseason. I think I've got it set up the way I want it to. Yeah, I think just because of the energy, I feel pretty good about this right here. So first postseason attempt against the Rays. Gavin Williams versus VS Meal. We win 4-2. Womack versus McClanahan. We lose 2-5. So Jack Leiter versus Escalona. And our season falls a little bit short. We lose 6-1. It kind of seems like 6 runs, 5 runs, not many runs scored. Yeah, kind of just a mix of everything. Didn't really go our way. But you know what? This team shouldn't be in the postseason just yet. We're ahead of schedule. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Alrighty, 2033 coming off a postseason appearance and a Cy Young winning pitcher. We're looking good. Starting rotation, just guys to keep an eye out. Wilkinson's probably getting a call up at some point, along with Oliveros. 2 guys right around the corner. Our pitching is always going to be shuffled up, so we'll see what happens. Relievers, I feel like it's kind of set. Really, the only guy that could potentially get called up is Davis Samuels. I mean, the guy looks unbelievable. So we'll see what he does. I'm looking at the break of his curveball, though. It doesn't really look like it does much. Doesn't really look like it does much. Danny Davis isn't too far out either. So there's that. Catchers, Cortez has been pretty good. So Yokoyama's just going to have to wait his turn. That's really what it's going to be. Our first baseman are Gross. Unbelievable. Second baseman, same thing with Cedeno. Unbelievable. Even Herbert's been pretty good. Will McGrath, Yeah, won't say too much about him. But John Romero can hit righties and can field. He's just waiting for his opportunity. At shortstop, we're debuting Saucedo this year. I think the contact can get by. The rest of the attributes look fantastic. I will give it to Todd Armstrong, though. Last season put up a 1.2 WAR season, really respectable year. 769 OPS, 12 home runs with a 275 average. Got to hand it to him. Pretty solid. Helped us get to the postseason. He's going to be our bench infielder this year. And another first baseman turned outfielder, Robbie Balk, is unbelievable. Insane numbers in the contact and the fielding, and the power has slowly developed. And Miranda's our center fielder, along with Valenzuela. Bob Orr, the Canadian Amish looking man, is right around the corner, just waiting for his opportunity. I will say I do feel good about the team. This is what the team is looking like for this season. Guys, I could potentially replace. I don't really know how much better Miranda's going to get, so Orr could get called up. And then Cortez has been good. He has been good, and he's slowly getting better. So I think it's just one of those waiting game things, and we'll see what happens there. But I think this team is definitely there to compete. It's just, will the pitching be good enough? We do have a Cy Young winner in Jason Womack. It's just, can the bullpen carry us? That's really what it is. If the bullpen can hold it down and do the business, we're good. Because I feel like the rotation is strong enough for now. So let's get through the season and maybe win a World Series. It's draft time. I'm feeling good. This draft class looks juiced. I'm not even worried about the picks before me. I have a feeling I'm going to get one of the players that I want. There's a plethora of options I could go with this first pick. So I'm feeling pretty good. A lot of good pitchers as well. So I definitely think we'll get some pitchers here. Let's see. All right, I've been thinking about it, and there's a lot of really good pitching. So I think with that in mind, a really good pitching. Like, I didn't even realize this guy was a two-way player at the beginning of it. This guy looks insane. He's a two-way player pitcher. Like, this guy's going to be unbelievable. We have him at 109, and we have the 32nd, the 40th, the 60th pick. I'm definitely picking him up in the next pick. I really need a position player, and we might as well get one now. So the two that I was looking at was Dick Smart or Hendricks Dahlman. We'll go with that. He's a center fielder, so the fielding looks like it's going to be a little bit better than Smart's. It's just the bat's probably going to be better for Smart. I also wasn't able to scout Hendricks as much, and I was able to scout Dick a little bit. So with that being said, I think I'm going to go with the center fielder just because we know Miranda's probably hit a ceiling, and he's not going to be a long-term player for us. And I think Hendricks is going to have a little bit better fielding and may lack a little bit of power, but I think that's going to be the option for us. So we're going to go Hendricks for this pick, and I already know who I'm going with the next pick. That's, of course, if he made it to us. So I need to scroll up, and he does. I really wish you could see the position, the hitting stats. Like, that would be so nice. I don't even care that he's 109. He's going to be so good. I already know it. I'm going to throw him into the team immediately next year. So we have the 40th pick as well. And I need to take a look and see what other options I have. Dick Smart's still available. I'm going to take him. I'm going to take Carlos Vina with this pick. I'm liking what I'm seeing from him, even though we have a little discrepancy between MLB rank and our scout rank. And then I think from here, oh man, we're at pick 100. McKee looks decent, just no clutch. Probably doesn't have the highest potential either. So now do we start to go into the stacked closing pitcher situation? I need to remember for future rebuilds, just use a roster that doesn't have the closer spot, just because the draft juices the closers and it just becomes a giant mess. So with this pick, I'm going to go with Vernon. Sure, why not? We'll take Ted Vernon. And then I think with the next pick, as much as I probably should take some of these position players, I'm just going to stack up the pitching because I feel like that's the part of the team that needs the biggest juice at this point of the rebuild. So with our final two picks, it doesn't really matter who I take here. I'm just going to start grabbing whoever. So let's go with any position players left. I'm not even looking to see if there were. Not any solid looking ones, even that could potentially help us out. So I think I'm going pitcher again. I'm going pitcher again. Let's go Zach Porcelli. Sure, why not? Why not? Who cares? It's the 5th and 6th round. And then we will take Roger Garcia? Robert Lamb? Sure, Robert Lamb. Alrighty, let's see what the picks are looking like. 95 potential for Hendricks. Good contact, great speed, good arm, slightly below average fielding, but still right about where I need it to be, and absolutely no power. So that's fine. Dick Smart's looking good at 68 overall. Really good contact, good speed, arm. Oh, the strength is serviceable. Like, it's pretty solid. It's just fielding is non-existent. Not a lot of power either, but still really good outfielders. 68 and 70 overall. We've got Vina was our 4th pick, 62 overall with 80 something potential, 86 potential. He looks pretty solid. And then 79 potential for Vernon, which is fine. A potential for Torres, which is amazing. And then the last two guys I'm not too worried about. But this two-way player, I still can't see the hitting attributes, which is a problem. I need to be able to see it. Like, I'm smacking every button possible right now. And I'm not getting it. Is there, like, I guess not. I'm probably just gonna have to edit the player to see it and then see what we've got going on. But he looks insane at 74 overall with mid-80s potential. Yeah, give me more of that. Give me more of that. So let's see here. A first baseman with 94 potential at 72 overall. Okay. A generational talent for Nance. Outfielder who can play catcher. Okay. This 90 potential, 65 overall outfielder is insane. Yeah, this class was insane. Holy. Another generational talent. Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, is there 3 generational talents in this class? That'd be crazy. I've never seen that, but let's take a look. I don't see any, but yeah, there's some really good players in this class. Holy cow. Yeah, all right. I'm happy with our picks though. 2 higher rated outfielders, a crazy good two-way player potentially. I'm liking it. And look where we are in the division. 66 and 48. The team's looking great. We're ranked 13th now. I love it. Season's over. We finished with the 2nd seed in the AL, which honestly not too bad. Not too bad. Standings wise, we were first in the division by 8 games, which is amazing. We're up to 7th in the league, 2nd in contact. It's like our defense and speed's kind of holding us back. League leaders wise, Escalona pitched the most innings, and offensively, Cedeno and Bruno, along with Miranda, got on some offensive, leading some offensive categories. I mean, look at our averages right here. 3 players on 325. That's insane. That's insane. If we take a look at team rankings, we were 2nd in batting average, runs. We were 2nd. It looks like the Red Sox are pretty good. Who's that William McDowell guy? That name is so familiar. I need to take a look at this lineup now. Let's take a look here. We've got pitching wise, Crochet, Toll, Savage. I mean, that's a pretty good pitching staff. Not amazing bullpen, but I mean, look at this. Gunnar Henderson, Roman Anthony, Jazz, Justin Gonzalez. Okay. I mean, that's a good team for sure. What year was this guy drafted? Because I recognize the name. 2028? I feel like I looked at this guy. I feel like I looked at that guy. Either way, if we take a look at the team rankings again, yeah, I mean, look at the Red Sox. They're at the top for like everything. Literally everything. That's insane. Holy cow. They're crazy. Crazy good. Our slugging was 2nd. We had the least amount of strikeouts. We're getting on base at a crazy level. But look at the Red Sox again, man. Holy, they're insane. Errors were probably towards the bottom. Yeah, 27th. We really need to pick that up. And then ERA wise, we are 7th. I'll take it. I'll take it. An award, a Hank Aaron award, and an MVP for Bruno. Back-to-back MVPs for Bruno. 99 overall now with 50 homers and 144 RBIs. Kerry Carpenter of the Marlins won it on the other side. Skeens and Crochet are the Cy Young winners, just beating out V.S. Smil. Brutal. A 4 ERA winning Cy Young. Please. Just missed out on the batting title. Philip Kelly is the reliever of the year, along with Luis Nava. And Ray Chacon won Rookie of the Year, along with Jose Lopez. Saucedo just missed out. But yeah, Jose Lopez was pretty good. I remember this guy. We chose a different outfielder. Oh, who did we take that year? We took a different outfielder instead of Lopez. Who was it? I don't think it was Valenzuela. 2027. What year was that? Again, I totally missed the year that he won it. What was it? 2029. Who was it in 2029? Did we take Salcedo instead of Lopez in the third round? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I mean, I thought we took an outfielder instead, but maybe I'm getting my people wrong. Anyways, we've made some changes to the bullpen, as you can see. We've shuffled some things up a little bit. Ronald at 69 overall, improving. I'll take it. I will take it for sure. Pierre Carrara, did he always have be potential, or did that go up? I feel like that went up and I missed it. Did I miss it last season and it went up? Either way, again, a really good season for the starter turned reliever. It's been fantastic. He's up to a 78 now. Yeah, I'll take that for sure. Give me more of that. Give me more of that. Next up, we've got Luis Marquez, who's going to be one of our few lefties in the bullpen. He started a majority of the games, actually all of the games this season. It's just he struggled a little bit, did slightly improve, but still some ways to go. So we'll throw him in the bullpen for the postseason. Henry Davis is getting called up along with Danny Davis, who got September call up, and he looks good. He had a good 14 innings in September, so that's big. Davis Samuels, too many Davises in this bullpen. Hold on. How do we have Henry Davis, Danny Davis, and Davis Samuels? How is that a thing? How is that a thing? Either way, Davis Samuels was called up at the beginning of the year, gave us 70 innings, and again was unbelievable. We've got Rich Nava, who was pretty solid. Love to see that. And then Ira Pip really struggled as a closer, so he's not that guy anymore. Cedric Mooney has gone back into the closer role for now. The guys that got sent down, Hayden Lindsey sucks. He's so bad. He's so bad. He's so bad. He is 66 overall, to be fair. But yeah, he's really bad. Johnny Rivas was fine. Honestly, he could probably be in the postseason staff if I really wanted to. Let's give it to Davis. Via Smil was in the Cy Young race, and he was good. Escalona was also fairly solid. Not as good as last year, but he did also pitch way more innings. So there's that. Womack, not as good as the Cy Young year last year, but still consistently strong. I mean, I'll take that. The whip's a little high, but I'll take it. And then Conine was kind of like our opener for a majority of the year, and he pitched 100 innings and was really good. So I'm going to give him the 4 spot in the rotation and see how he does here for the postseason. Lineup-wise, the bench was the bench. Armstrong continues to just be a respectable guy off the bench for sure. McGrath is fine. Lerma's fine. If we take a look at Miranda, we don't have a center field backup. That's probably why he's getting destroyed energy-wise. I might have to call up somebody. I don't really want to call him up, though, for the postseason. Do we have anybody else that can play the outfield? Harvey Mills? I might just call up Harvey. Is he on the 40-man? He is not. I don't think I have anybody on the 40-man that can play the outfield. I don't think so. I don't think I do. Or at least just be like a backup. Harvey Mills makes the most sense. Does Lerma not play the outfield? He does. They're just not. They're just running Miranda into the ground. Okay. He's up to an 85. He had an okay season, 264. I mean, the on-base percentage is good. 859 OPS. Actually, hold on. He turned it up a little bit. 12 triples, 24 home runs, career year. Give me more of this, Miranda. I thought you reached your peak. No, he is dominating. Robbie Bach, still just unbelievable. This guy's so good. This guy's unreal. So good. Bruno, 50 homers, MVP for a reason. Trent Campos was also fantastic. Not as good as last year, but still fantastic. Cedeno, almost 40 home runs, 400 on base percentage, 1041 OPS. What? This guy's insane. I got to get him higher in the lineup. I don't know where, though. I don't know where. Maybe leadoff? I feel like this is a good situation, though, that we've got going. So let's not mess with it. Valenzuela's up to an 81 overall, 12 homers, but still like better numbers. He's slightly improving. That's what I'm looking for. I guess the righty contact numbers is probably a little bit of an issue, but still pretty good. Hubert Davis is basically maxed out versus righties, which is crazy. He's 80 overall. He's still just solid numbers. Once again, Rene Cortez, career year, major improvement from our catcher, who is now an 87 overall. Love to see that. Pretty well-rounded catcher too. And then the shortstop debut of Saucedo. And okay, yeah, I kind of expected that. I was kind of hoping for a slightly better hitting season, but I will take it. nonetheless. A playoff run once again. We're taking on the Tigers, who were kind of a bogey team at times this season. So let's just see. The Tigers and the Royals really made it difficult this season. McGonigal's a 99, Rodriguez 94, South Stewart 94. Okay, what about the pitching? What do we got here? Baz, Wilkinson. I feel like maybe we've got a chance. If we beat them, who do we face? The Red Sox or the Royals? Okay. Alrighty, here we go. Baz versus VS Meal. Well, a win. Escalona, back-to-back 5-4 wins. Then we lose. We lose again. Please, no. Okay, there we go. This could be an issue. This could be an issue. I'm not going to lie. This really could be an issue here. Oh, man, those two guys sucked. Marquez, hop in there, and then we'll see about Womack. But we know the Red Sox are nasty, so realistically, I don't even know if we beat them. So Crochet has a 7.94 ERA right off the rip. So maybe, just maybe, this could be the run. And we're taking on the Phillies in the World Series. Let's take a peek. What are we looking like? The Phillies. Cam Smith, okay. Francisco Renteria, a recent international signing in real life for them. Okay, Jose Fernandez of the Diamondbacks, I would assume. Yep. Okay, some interesting names for sure. Interesting names. Kyson Witherspoon. You got to think we're pretty far into the future at this point. I'll be honest. It's definitely a strong team for sure. It really is. Where's my pitching matchup? Escalona game 1 into Marquez, into maybe flip those two, and then I guess Womack can stay there, and then we just continue to rock with the squad. Offensively, I need Bruno to wake up. We need Bruno to wake up. We win if Bruno wakes up. That's the decider. He's hitting 235. If he wakes up this series, it's over. Alrighty, let's do it. Against the Phillies. That's a big start. That's another big start. Oh, baby, 1 game away from a World Series. We're home at Target Field. Can we end it all at home? And Womack has struggled. So I'm going to go Escalona here. And we're going to see how we do. The offense is looking good. Let's see here. What's Bruno up to? Maybe a slight improvement offensively. I just need Escalona to deal, and I trust the offense. That's a good start. We're already at second right off the rip. We got to bring him home. There we go, Trent Campos. Love that. A leadoff double. Anything going to happen? No, of course not. He is on his A game. All right, we're going to need more than 1 run, though. I already know that 1 run is not going to be enough. So I need... Let's wake it up a little bit with the bats. Let's wake it up a little bit. Bruno right here. That's what I was talking about. Nice little ground out. There we go. There we go, No, Cedeno with the home run. Valenzuela's up now. First and second, 2 outs. Cortez strikes out, unfortunately, but at least we have a 2-0 lead. After the error, we get a double play, a single for Cubs prospect Pedro Ramirez. Then steals second, but it doesn't matter. Salcedo's hitting 184. That's pretty brutal. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie there. But still 2-0. Escalona's dealing. Love to see it. Offense is a little quiet. Not ideal. I'm not going to lie. I think I'm going to let Escalona go to start the inning. Once a base runner reaches, though, we take him out and we see what we can do. Davis, he's hitting 333 with 10 RBIs. I mean, love to see that. A walk? Do I pinch hit here? Nah, we let it go, and then nothing happens. Again, I mean, I'm going to let Escalona keep going until that's when I take him out. A lefty and then a righty and a righty. Ooh. In the 8th, let's go Pip. And I might regret this decision, like I just said. I might regret this decision. I need 1 more out, and he delivers it. Insurance would be huge. Antoine Karnitz with a 10 ERA. Are they throwing in the towel? Just kidding. Let's go to Mooney, who has been our closer of recent times. I mean, he's been dealing, and okay. Ground out, a single, and I think we have to enter the game just in case we see a double play. Come on, we got to win this. Alrighty, Mooney, I need you to lock in. I need the double play right here. End it all. That's not good. A walk would be really annoying. So let's stop doing what you're doing. Throw a strike. So here's the pitch 3-0 right down the middle. At least he can throw that for a strike. Please don't walk him. If you walk him, I'm taking him out. I will intervene and I will take him out. I mean, way to hang that pitch. Luckily, we have an elite left fielder out there to make the play, and we are 1 out away. I'm going to let Mooney do it against the struggling Aiden Miller, who is 2 for 12 in the World Series. Please, Cedric Mooney, close this out and let's win. Oh, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Please, I need the win. Right down the middle. Oh, are they gonna lose on a? Okay, I was gonna say that would have been ballsy if they got thrown out there, but they get the stolen base, a pitch right down the middle, and the tying run is in scoring position now. Pitch down the middle. Whew. The slurve was hanging a little bit, but down to their final strike. What's gonna happen here? And nothing. 2-2 count. What is Mooney gonna throw him? Another slurve. I honestly, I don't hate the pitch. I don't hate the pitch there. Full count, 2 outs. Does he go back to it? Does he get Aiden Miller thinking? It looks like he's setting it up to second base. I mean, there it is. The World Series. I will say this is a good place to end it. I feel like a lot of the players that we have developed over the years have really hit their pinnacles. We've crafted an elite team that's really been built on that offense. Bach, Cedeno, Campos, Bruno, and we've had some role players. Miranda was solid. Valenzuela started to heat up at the end. I mean, even Todd Armstrong, kind of our makeshift shortstop, did some damage. Hubert Davis, I mean, I wasn't expecting much from him, and he was an elite hitter. And I like the team that we assembled. Had some pitchers start to do the business at the end of it, and that's a World Series. So there you have it, the draft only rebuild. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you're looking for some more rebuild content, you should check out the one on screen now. I definitely think you'll enjoy it. Peace.